Next.
Now push up. There you go.
Wait. Something's not working.
Huh?
Your mic may not be on yet.
Your mic's on. What's the matter? Can't hear yourself? Can you hear me?
Check one, check.
Well, you got a problem
It's
with it.
completely dead.
Okay. It's another makeshift Monday, y'all. I don't think that's the way the song actually goes, but it certainly describes the mood that I'm in. Here's the thing. I'm not exactly sure why I'm in a mood, and I don't know whether it's a good mood, a bad mood, or another mood.
I think it's good.
So I'm looking for a little help while I self-diagnose this morning. We're into November. Less than 2 months until we reach 2026. With the exception of continuing nonsense from the buffoons in what is fast becoming the armpit of the East, 2025 hasn't been the worst year. Do we need to describe and explain where the armpit of the East is these days?
No, I think everybody knows.
Around the Potomac. No real health issues. Local politics mostly calm, except for a couple of squabbles and business as usual. We're wrapping up for city and town folks who run their communities, mostly calm and apparently boring, except where the sophomoric political nut jobs pop up. And then there's the complacency resulting in another waste of my tax dollars and yours that could go to do things that our elected folks are criticized for ignoring. How's that for a line of explanation? That pretty well analyzed the whole situation.
Analyzes it and pretty darn correct.
Saturday, the State Board of Elections reported that the voter search tool and other online voter tools were out of service on the last day of early voting. I trust because of too many people trying to vote or find out some last-minute information about voting places. By Sunday, the elections folks said everything was back up and running. Here in Onslow, among all 5 of the municipalities with elections,
Yes.
the total turnout was?
It was like 1,050, give or take one. Yes, 1,050 out of how many days early voting?
16, 13,
16.
12, something like 16 days, I think, total. 14 weekdays and 2 Saturdays.
And do we have a...
And how many total?
I will tell you that the last municipal election of this size, the off year, we had 33,000 eligible voters. They still have not gotten me what we had this year, but just roughly.
It's because the computers are down.
33,000. You didn't finish that email from the state. You have got to read it. Go ahead.
No, I didn't. Go ahead. So how many? We have 30,000+ registered eligible voters in Onslow County to vote in the municipal elections.
Correct.
14 precincts.
Yes.
5 cities, towns.
Yes.
Whatever's. Right?
That is correct.
And 1,050 have so far voted.
We could have done that in less than 1 week.
We could have done that in less than an hour.
Yeah, and so you go in and there's like a dozen people sitting there, like waiting for something to do. Yes. It's a waste of money. And it's just crazy.
Okay, all those folks turned out 14 weekdays, 2 Saturdays, 16 days in all, 112 working hours, if I counted right. 66 voters from 5 municipalities per day. To keep us from feeling like this entire election process is not worth the money it costs, you have one more chance to do the right thing. If you live in the city of Jacksonville, the city of Richlands, the city of Holly Ridge, the city of Swampsboro, and the city or village, I'm not sure what they call it, North Topsail, you've got one more chance.
That's correct.
Beginning tomorrow.
6:30 a.m.
6:30 in the morning. That's 23 hours and 25 minutes from now. Did I do that math right?
Yes.
I know you're looking at me, checking me.
No,
I disagree. Yeah.
Well, you don't do math anyway.
Not this early in the morning.
She spells math, M-E-T-H. You just make a mistake. It's not if you deal with it.
He's wild today.
Tomorrow, the actual date for the election. Hopefully, some of the 33,000 plus registered voters in the 14 affected precincts will show up and vote. Polls at each precinct will open at 6:30 in the morning and close at 7:30 p.m. You got 13 hours. There are 13 steps leading up to the gallows. There are 13 steps, 13 noose turns and an official hangman's noose.
Yes.
You have 13 hours to vote tomorrow.
And I will be working most of the day at the poll.
Not that there's any
No.
relationship between any of
No.
what I just said, but
Right.
But
you're
you-
wasting my money if you don't turn out.
Just a FYI, 0.3%. That is what 1,000, whatever it was, of the 33,000. 0.3% voted.
Interesting. I will try to get the figures today.
I want to know how
The
much
complete
it costs
figures for
those
early
16
voting.
days.
Today from them, and so
Mhm.
we can talk about it tomorrow. But seriously, if you live in a municipality, I mean, it's just as important when you're voting for a mayor, a
Yeah.
councilman, a commissioner, whatever, as it is when you go to those big races and vote in a senator, a representative, house, a president. I mean,
Let's just do this. How many eligible voters are there in the 3rd congressional district? Approximately the same in every congressional district, but tell me how many there are.
I'd have to look up each individual county and add it together, and that's going to take me a while.
What would you guesstimate?
Oh, I couldn't even guesstimate. I know Onslow's like 200.
No, that's the population.
No, that's population. Yes. Okay. See, I told you I can't think this early.
In the
morning. Let
3rd
me look.
congressional,
Yep, 3rd
Mhm.
congressional district. How many voters are there? Well, registered voters are there? Oh, I guess I could Google it.
I'm looking it up.
The point is, you're electing one person
Mhm.
to represent you from the 3rd congressional district, okay?
Mhm.
And from the 7th congressional district, approximately the same number.
Takes you right back to the.
Your vote is worth.
Okay. It's a
go ahead.
home to a population of 753,000, from which 96.9 are
96 points.
citizens. They're citizens.
Oh, God.
I don't know that it will break it down. Let me look. That's the population. The household economy. No, I think you're going to have to go probably. Plus the fact that we just had it, we're having a change in that soon too, and this is 2023. The 5 largest ethnic groups in Congressional District 3 are okay. Blah blah.
Well, while you two are figuring those out, I do want to pass along this news to, these are accurate numbers, by the way.
Okay.
Our Jacksonville Cardinals had an undefeated season this year for the first time since 1982. Go Cards,
Mhm.
conference champions,
Yes.
and first conference championship since, I believe, 92.
Let's see.
So we got the math figured out.
No, because you would have.
Well, let's just do it this way. There are 7.6 million registered voters in all of North Carolina. okay?
Right.
So, of you who vote for a governor, that's the top dog in
Mhm.
North Carolina, right? Everybody out there supposedly voted for a governor. 1 divided by 7.6 million is how important that your vote is. In your city, in Jacksonville, the number of registered voters are. You don't know.
That's. I told you that's what I've been waiting for
In Jacksonville.
in Jacksonville. Yeah. I don't know.
It's-
I can just tell you what the how many came out and voted a couple years ago. That was like 33,000 were eligible to vote a
That's
couple
in
years
all
ago.
of the.
But
That was just in Jacksonville.
Okay, so
But as you-
your vote then would count 1 over 33,000.
but as you
for those
mentioned,
at large.
and you have to the candidates, you have the military on the base.
That's right.
They can, which fluctuates.
Yep, but they're not
Sorry,
registered.
but They're not registered.
You got some civilians living on the base that are registered, but I guarantee you that
What I'm trying to make a point is here, Your vote in Jacksonville for an at-large candidate or a mayor is 1 divided by 33,000 approximately. Your vote in North Carolina for one governor is 1 divided by 7.6 million. And when you put all the dots and the zeros after the dot before you get down to you,
Mhm.
your vote don't count a whole lot. But why do you go out and everybody votes for the governor? And very few of you come out and vote for in your municipal election where you have more of a say. You can reach the any city councilman within a day or so, or the mayor within a day or so. There's not a doubt in my mind you can do it. You can also walk up twice a month and go to a city council meeting
And speak.
and say, hey, I'm going to need 5 minutes or 3 minutes or whatever they allow. I need 3 minutes of your time to say something. And they will give it to you. Let me know when you get 3 minutes of the governor's time. I'm trying to make a point here. You count more as an individual when you vote locally in your local municipal and your county races than you do in the state or any federal race.
Well, Rayford, you bring up a very valid point, and let's just put it out there. Rayford, Chris, I know you don't live in the city, just say you do. What's your thoughts on building a multi-purpose sports complex? What are your thoughts on putting a swimming pool out at the YMCA? What are your thoughts on giving more money to some of these nonprofit organizations that deal with children and helping children? What are your thoughts on helping with grants for these nonprofits to provide food for the people who need it and provide places for the homeless? That's all part of what your vote is about, is your voice.
What are your thoughts on, buying a helicopter, a new helicopter for the state? How about buying a new Air Force One? Or how about giving some money to Morocco? Do you think you'd like to give some of your tax dollars to Morocco?
What?
No,
Malta?
and we don't need to be
Do you
doing
even know where they
Sesame
are?
Street shows.
Do you know where those countries are? Who is leading in those countries? What's the big issue there? You hear about Haiti. You don't know. Do you know we give money to those places, other places?
Yeah.
What for? Oh, I'm just asking. Let's go back to football. Something I like.
Well, let's go back to
Jacksonville. A Jacksonville player has made national history. Did you know that?
Former or current?
Current.
Current Jacksonville player?
Yep, you got that right. He kicked a 68-yard field goal before halftime when the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh.
I knew
I should have went there.
I'm like, what?
68-yard field goal.
But he did that in a preseason game, and they said, but sadly it doesn't count because it's not regular season. You're right, he did it yesterday
Against the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah,
Jacksonville Jaguars kicker Cam Little. Good for him.
68.
What a great way to go down in history.
I believe that one we had a couple years ago for the high school. I believe he could have challenged him.
He's on his way.
Yeah.
I mean, he'd kick a field goal. They have to go to the parking lot to get the ball.
So he kicked that from the 48-yard line of the opponents. But no, from their own 48.
Yeah,
from his own 48-yard line.
On 48.
And then
From the 48-yard line, and then the goal post is back
10 yards.
10 yards.
But
So we had 50. No,
38.
He
he kicked it from the
Y'all
48.
keep up with this.
Anyway,
math this
whatever.
morning.
He kicked a 68-yard freaking field goal.
Yeah.
In the air, and when it put it between two little poles up there that from 68 yards back, and they look a lot closer together. You got to be a little bit more accurate the further away you are.
You think about
Amazing, amazing, just amazing. All right, guys, we got. Speaking of politics, she's going to hate me. I hope she's not listening. She'll probably turn around now. Or this young lady will probably agree with me. So we'll wait and find out. If she comes in scowling, we'll know. How's that?
Okay.
Coming up at 8:00 this morning, we've got a candidate for public office here in Oslo County in one of the municipalities. So you may want to stay tuned for that. Run for a council seat. All right?
Okay.
So hang in there. Seems the Osprey commanders out there in Hawaii are having some issues. the commanding officer, the executive officer, and the senior enlisted leader of Marine Corps Medium Tilt Rotor Squadron 268, those are the Ospreys, have all been relieved of their commands. The Marines are saying nothing. The squadron's former commander was relieved earlier due to loss of trust and confidence in her ability to uphold the safety and readiness standards expected in Marine Corps aviation. That's according to the only official statement about her from several months back. The staffers have been replaced, all of them. Not sure whether it's a temporary or full-time change. So they say they're up to full speed. I've read and heard a lot about things in Hawaii with the Osprey unit, and some safety issues, safety concerns that they were having out there. And as we know, over the last year or two, there have been some tragic mishaps involving some of the aircraft. Don't know if all of them were Ospreys or some of the 53s as well, but there's something going on. I don't know whether it's maintenance, but anyway, as the former president used to say, the buck stops here. So the buck stops at the top. I'm not sure how far up the ladder all of this should go, but whoever's on the ground, whoever's in command at that level, they're first.
Yep.
How long it's been going on, don't know. And if it's been going on for quite some time and these people were left in charge, then that joy could spread further up the ladder.
Sure sounds like they had cleaned house.
They were certainly doing
And
the work.
if I could, before we hit the weather,
Mhm.
because speaking of weather, it has put a dampen on a very
Yes.
special event.
Yeah, we'll keep talking about that this morning.
We had a lot of veterans that listen to this program and a lot of the guests, dignitaries that were going to be there. For those planning on attending the Vietnam era pinning and presidential proclamation ceremony at 10 o'clock today at the Vietnam Memorial, it has been canceled due to the weather. Do want to send a sincere thanks to Brigadier General Ralph Rizzo,
Mhm.
commanding officer at MCIIES, and he was going to be the guest speaker, but we just couldn't do it because of the weather.
Yeah.
And it wasn't fair to the dignitaries or the Vietnam veterans.
No, if you're a Vietnam veteran, you got a couple of years on you.
Yeah.
Darn well.
And
Some of those folks just don't want to get out there in the rain.
what we are
Understand.
going to do, if people will follow the Facebook page of Reach Across America or my page or Kathy's, we will make sure these veterans get their pins and
Absolutely.
proclamations. If we have to go to their homes, we will make it happen. But the event is canceled.
Yeah, well, the event's canceled, but the awards are still coming. They're still available.
Yes.
You just let Chris and Kathy know, and they'll make arrangements. They will.
We will.
I'll guarantee you they will be out there. I ran into another one at the second Ham Club event that I went to Saturday. He was at the door at Golden Corral on the inside, running a booth. I forgot what the booth was about, but I saw his cover and turned around. I walked back to him. My hunting ground, Golden Corral,
Mhm.
Lowe's, and Food Lion. Oh, and at Lowe's, I did say Lowe's, Food Lion, and Sam's.
Yes.
I have found so many guys there that I have mentioned this to
Thank
that
you.
were not aware of it.
Thank you.
And so, anyway, stay tuned. The event, you will get yours.
You will.
Coming.
I promise.
Not like you got 50 years ago plus,
No.
but because you're going to get what you really deserve. How's that?
Thank you very much. We're going to make it happen.
Mhm. That's a guaranteed. Okay, National Weather Service in Newport says it's going to be a little bit challenging out to 20 nautical miles. Today, a small craft advisory is in effect through tomorrow afternoon. Today, offshore northerly winds 15 to 20 knots, gust up to 25 this afternoon. Seas 3 to 5 feet, 7 seconds. Not real huge, but they're going to be really sloppy. 2 to 4 footers near shore. Sounds and rivers choppy. The inlets will not be pretty. Tuesday, tomorrow, northerly winds 15 to 20 with gusts to 25, diminishing to 10 to 15 in the afternoon. The small craft advisory will likely come down later tomorrow afternoon, not today. Seas in the morning, 3 to 5 feet, 2 to 3 near shore and coming down. Sounds and rivers choppy, diminishing to a moderate chop by the afternoon. Wednesday, westerly winds 5 to 10, becoming southwesterly 10 to 15 in the afternoon. Seas 2 to 3 feet. Sounds and rivers a light chop, increasing to a moderate chop in the afternoon.
Okay, today, rain, cloudy through mid-morning and then gradual clearing with a high near 61. Northwest wind 8 to 11 miles per hour with gusts as high as 17. Tonight, clear with a low around 44. Tuesday, sunny with a high near 68. And Wednesday, sunny with a high near 71. So tomorrow will be a very nice day to get out to vote.
What's the low tonight?
The low tonight, 44.
Okay, that's doable. No problem.
Yes, I like
Tomorrow
it.
night. Low tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night?
You said it.
Is it cold?
I said tonight with a low around 44. I did not do Wednesday night.
Tomorrow night
Tomorrow
is
night.
Tuesday.
Tomorrow night's too. What is this? A start all over again? What did
Weather,
Oh.
low temperature.
um?
I mean, what Tuesday night?
Tuesday night.
It's 44. Now you've got me all
Now, what's
confused.
tonight's low?
Rayford? You know, I only do the low for tonight. I don't do it for the next day because it'll change.
I had frost on my windows yesterday
What are you
morning
talking
at
about?
5:45.
Wait,
Frost.
I won't get it for you now.
Standard or daylight time?
Standard. Standard. But I need to do. I know that people are going, that's a little self-promoting, but it's not. It's realization. At the Cardinal football game.
38.
That's why I was getting there.
Thank you. I knew that's where it was
Sorry,
going.
Chris.
No. This has to do
Rayford
about
just
you and
won't-
Rayford. So
You won't give me a break.
Oh, it's not about us. It's about me having to, with this dome out here, that's got to be operational by
All
tomorrow
right.
night.
I'm putting it in for the next go
All right,
Go ahead.
Friday night at the Cardinal game, which the Cardinals beat crosstown rival White Oak. Lot of applause because I get scores to announce to the crowd
Mhm.
because they don't know what's going on with other county schools.
Of course not.
Of course not. But they do now because live and local real talk.
Don't put your finger at me. I don't do it.
No, you're part of it.
No,
Are there. And they're providing the scores to the upstairs to us. And what a round of applause you two get when we mention live and local real talk. Y'all got quite a fan base, especially the cheering
I
section.
have to give credit. It might have been us cheering for us. I have to give credit to Chris Miller because I follow him on X on Sports Night,
Mhm.
and which is most every night. But he's got people continuously feeding him scores. He feeds the scores. I feed the scores.
It's the trickle up effect.
So-
for you.
Yeah.
It makes it because we're all wanting to know what's happening at the other schools.
Oh, absolutely. We'll want to know who we're going to beat next.
And Thursday night when Jacksonville played, there was only a couple teams playing
Yeah.
on Thursday night.
Lejeune?
And Lejeune, yes. And Friday night, of course, there was no game for us, but I did wait and go through the evening and captured all the scores
You did?
and posted them on our
You did.
Facebook.
Got a ton of hits on the Thursday night photo you took right off the bat, too.
Yes,
That was the crowd there.
Yes.
So that was good.
Because Chris texted me and goes, "Are you doing a game Friday for Southwest?" I said, "No. Can you do it for me?" And I said, "Sure,"
Right.
which was kind of hard for them. It was senior night. They lost, but
Oh, I'm
Oh.
so sorry. Yes, I
Sorry,
have to
guys.
go back and look at the
Tough-
scores for
tough
everything,
one.
but
yeah, and the crowd was and it was chilly that night for you downstairs.
It was cold.
It was
got
cold.
a little
Well,
chilly.
temperature wasn't cold. It was the wind that was cold. And I had some friends from Miami Shores, and they he's from here.
Yeah,
He stayed here through graduation. The day after graduation, he left, but that went with the parents down to Florida, moved down there where it's warm. And he keeps forgetting.
bless
So we've had blankets for them.
bless the Queen and her court. They had to be cold.
I don't know how in the
Oh, my
world they
goodness.
manage that. The homecoming court there, what a bunch of young ladies, beautiful young
Yes,
ladies. Their escorts, everybody was perfect, and it was just amazing.
Yeah.
Just amazing, everything that was going down there. I
It
just
is.
enjoyed it, and they're wearing some of these. these gowns, these very formal, beautiful gowns that they wear out for events and whatever, like beauty pageant type stuff. You know?
Yeah.
Like a Miss America gown, whatever. And they come out there and they don't have the most protection from the elements. You understand? It gets cold.
It was a little chilly out there, but kudos.
That's what made me cold, was watching them like, but the one is after the pageantry.
Yeah.
And a couple of the cheerleaders were in the
They're in court.
Yeah. And one of them, she came over, gown and all. Here we go. Right up there on the cheering line with her teammates. Yeah. And there she goes. And she was going. She's doing the cheer.
I think that was
good. God, how did she do all that?
Yeah. Kudos to the young ladies. They were dressed so beautiful. Yep. And their dresses were beautiful. And they acted like young ladies.
They did all the way through.
All the way through.
I know that at least one of the cheerleaders came up in the stands during halftime and was handing out stuff or doing whatever. And she came near us. So I know there was at least one. Right. I saw down the row some more, but I got her picture anyway. So it's refreshing to see these folks are just, they're so cool. And kudos to this dude named Chris Marks. He gets up there, and the second week out, he's got the fans like tuning in, waiting. Okay, what's that call? You can hear they're waiting for, if there's a penalty on the play, everybody wonder what it was. That's what we used to do. At the end of the game, we still said, wonder what that was. But now we know what that is, not what it was. So they get quiet. They wait for you to say. You need to get a drum roll going.
Well, I appreciate all the fans' comments.
Yeah, you get plenty of them.
And I know a lot of times we take things very seriously on the show because they're important subjects and things. But I'm going to bring this one up.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Well, you're looking my way.
I'm just because you were at the first event that this happened. And he actually did grab the yellow hanky. The referee was not the referee, but one of the judges came up with the lineup of the officials that we announced.
Yeah.
You know, Henry Rice, this crew is out of Bayboro. And you stopped him because I think you asked him for his flag.
I know. I was like,
because he started putting his hands in front where their flags are. And that's where Rayford is asking for his flag.
I know. Well, he did the first game.
Yeah. I told him I would throw it when I just deemed it necessary.
I put those pictures on Facebook. Those were so good. The look of the ref's face, like what?
He and I had the best time.
Yeah.
He was up that first one a few weeks ago.
Right.
He came back 2 or 3 times, and we always had a chat.
Thursday night he did it again. I saw the ref coming up.
Yeah.
And Rayford stops him, and I went, no, Rayford, no.
Well, I wasn't doing it for that. I was just going, okay, he's bringing up their names so we can announce them.
Yes.
They like their names announced.
They do.
Sure. Give them
which
some
is
credit.
Great. The players like to hear their names. A number is cool for keeping up with who they are, because some of those names won't fit on the back of those jerseys, as you know. It's great for you to be able to call them out. They love hearing their names.
Well,
it's their only real recognition they get.
Thursday night, I did something I didn't do before Thursday night, but I'm going to start doing, and that is announcing the offensive linemen, because their parents are there, and these offensive linemen, they're doing the dirty work. They very seldom are getting. They never get mentioned name until this past Thursday.
One of those gentlemen, one of the linemen, his dad. I've gotten to meet him a few times, and he came back up to show me some of the damage that had been done to his son's leg, and I think it was during soccer. Holy moly, this was some time ago. So he's been recovering.
Yeah,
and he's out there. Oh, he's there. He's doing a great job on the offensive line. So anyway, Mr. Patterson.
Fans were just awesome. So the Cardinals are off this Friday. 32?
Number 32.
The Cardinals are off this Friday night. They got a first-round bye by being the undefeated conference champs. And they will come back a week from Friday night to play
with the Vengeance.
Yeah.
I don't know who they're going to play yet.
Hornet, South Hornet, or somebody
Or,
else.
yeah, I
They're
have it.
like
all right.
two different places.
Yeah.
Two different places we think they could play right
But
now.
if I'm not mistaken, and can call and tell us if I'm wrong, but if the Cardinals win and continue to win, they'll stay at home.
Yeah, I need to know that. That was some of the chatter that was going around up and down, and of course my buddy is who was up from Miami Shores. He used to play Drew Harrington. He used to play for the Cardinals, and when he graduated in '68, after I did, but he was calling some of the plays and stuff. He told me what was happening, what had gone down, yada yada yada. Because I'm looking through a lens. I see my field of view is very narrow.
Yeah.
My field of view without a camera is that wide. It's it's pretty close to 180 degrees or more. On a camera lens, that 300 millimeter lens is pretty tight on the field.
Yeah.
Down there. It's an individual thing.
All right, I have it here, Chris.
Okay.
They will host either number 17 South View or number 16 Harnett Central. I know South View is over around Hope Mills, Fayetteville.
I never heard of
And-
Southview, but
And Harnett is where's
that's near the
Harnett?
town of Rayford, Sanford, that area.
Yes.
So lower seeds, not obviously undefeated
Doesn't mean you
records,
can't
but
lose.
that at this time of the year, any given Friday night.
Angier,
Angier.
North Carolina.
910-333-0139 if you'd like to talk about.
What y'all think about the game Thursday night? And what about the Cardinals in general and what's going on? If you got some comments to make, cool. Want to hear it.
Yeah.
You probably don't have a lot of suggestions to offer the coaches because it's hard to beat perfect, isn't it?
It's hard to beat perfect, but I had a chance to talk to Coach Williams. He was upstairs when I was setting up. He was getting the clock ready and things, and we had some conversations, and he filled me in, and most of it all came to fruition.
Yep.
And they're proud of the players and the cheerleaders, the band, the chain gang, the little guy with the footballs.
They're happy with you too.
Oh, wow. Appreciate that.
Yeah, the little guy that with the footballs, he keeps fresh football on the field all the time. We know who his daddy is.
Well, I know
Yes, we
Colonel
do.
Kopka usually handled that, but he has a new job with the football team. But okay.
Yeah, the young little man out
Yeah.
there. His last name is Sewell.
Oh, Billy. Okay.
I think is that
One of his sons was a chain gang. Supposed
Don't
to be on
talk
the chain
about
gang.
chain
Billy
gangs
Sewell?
and kids, and it just doesn't sound right.
Well,
He's on the
so the
chain
guys
gang.
with the yardage markers, let's call it that way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But they're called the chain gang.
I don't have a clue, but anyway, yeah, we see Billy there from time to
Yeah.
time at the
Yes,
games.
Down
yes.
there. And then there was the boosters that sit. I guess they're comfortable in that because they're cold down where they're on the field level in the
Yeah.
end zone.
Uh-huh.
I think some of them are boosters and some of them have just been there for years.
Well, we don't tell people what we've got down below the bleachers where we are. We sit up high, right?
Yeah.
We can't sit down too low because it would be too obvious with the heat rising. Because down in below, we put a big old gas powered blower down there, and it's blowing right up to where we sit every time. It keeps us nice and toasty.
If that's
You know,
true,
some-
I need to move my seat
Somebody's going to believe me. Well, aren't they?
because
Yeah.
I'm definitely missing some of it.
We'll give up our seats for $5,000 each. 15 minutes worth anyway.
Lee came up to the booth. She goes, "It's colder up here than it is outside."
They have the air conditioner set at 62 degrees inside the media booth.
You can walk over there and change it. I used to do it all the time.
Will, who is the clock keeper, he needs it on that temperature. So
Does he?
yeah, so I just moved a little closer to the equipment that's being used.
And then there was a time or two when we were up there when they weren't looking, I was clicking that thing back because we were up there. We come up out of the cold.
They thought at one time
And
that
it
they
was
could change.
colder.
They could. Some individuals up there, not the officials, they took the knob off so you couldn't change it.
Oh, I can still
carry
change
a
it.
Leatherman
Oh,
with a pair of
Yeah.
pliers on it. I can do anything.
You think that's going to stop
that
a
didn't
woman?
slow me down?
Look, especially we ladies now, we know how we do whatever you need to do because we're going to find
It's
a
also
way.
plugged in. So
That's
what goes plug in can come plug out.
Well, this may generate some calls before Dorothy gets here. This is my prediction. The shutdown will end on November the 5th.
The day after the municipal elections.
Thank you very much. And I mean, there's some other elections in other states, but I think that's what they're. I think.
Well,
that's,
we're going to ask about that tomorrow because he's coming. Normally,
That's right,
our third district congressman,
Mhm.
the good doctor, he's normally in here or calls in on the
Mhm.
second Tuesday. We have it scheduled. Set this up some time ago, but he has a conflict next week. So we're going to do it tomorrow morning. So it's appropriate. And with everything that's not going on in Washington,
Get the scoop. Get the scoop.
I sent his appointment guy, Alex, a note about.
And one of the few congressmen that is not being paid right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Doesn't need it anyway.
Well, he doesn't need it.
But
None of them need it.
That's not the point.
None of them need it.
He's one of the first to right up front. He said it. Just defer mine. Don't worry about it.
No. So let me ask this to our listeners, and we have them for all different parties, including independent. But let me ask you this. Why do you think we should be taking care of other countries right now? And I'm going to bring it up. When we have people now in the United States that are not receiving food because the benefits have been cut off, pantries are being just emptied left and right as fast as food's getting in there. But we're sending, I believe we've already sent food to Jamaica, items for recovery.
Pretty sure. Has the government done it, or I know individuals?
I know
some good Samaritans.
Some good Samaritans have, but our government, as Rayford, and Lee, we were discussing this morning about local elections, and we can have a say on that. We do by voting, but once they're in office, we don't get in touch. We don't get to talk to them. We don't get to send an email. You might get a reply back, but we're sending all this aid to other countries. Yep. We're sending money for studies on LGBTQI studies in other countries. And we got Americans that are not eating.
Their power bills are due. Their insurance bills are due. Many of them have got kids, and there's a thing coming up that the kid will remember forever and ever and ever. The Christmas that I didn't get Christmas.
Yeah. She hadn't said that one.
Think about it.
I did. I have. And
it's hard to say, well, return to Christmas cheer, whatever. I'm sorry. There are people out there that don't have anything to give to the worthwhile charitable organizations. Even they can't even take care of themselves, much less help out for other people. And those who can, I'm sure, will do even more this year. But it's hitting everybody. They still need gasoline. The price of ribeye steaks at the primary grocery store we have here was $19.98 a pound. And they didn't even look that good. I mean, it's not something I would have bought probably at $4 a pound.
I'm glad you brought that up.
And then I'm like, okay. And the price of diesel fuel is down. And all I heard during the pandemic and everything else was that there's a shortage and they have to charge more because it costs more to get the stuff that we get in because of the price of diesel fuel is at $5 a gallon. What happened when it went down to $3.50 a gallon or whatever it is now? What happened to those prices? Did they go down? Now, what goes up stays up. You understand that, right?
Right.
What happened? Where are the excuses now? The price of food, the farmers are not making any more. Transportation costs are down.
So
explain it to me.
I'm just sick.
Economist.
Well, Lee, you were going to say something. I'm glad that Rafer mentioned
No,
meat prices.
I'm depressed now.
Well, I didn't bring it up to depress him, but
No, what I was going to say is like, I'm glad you brought up talking about prices, inflation. Yesterday morning, I went to the grocery store
Mhm.
and I came home with very, very little meat because I just refused to pay $25 for a steak.
No.
It's why? Our truckers are on the road. Gas has gone down. I mean, all these other things have come together. Why are our grocery prices still so ridiculous?
Because the government is shut down. Okay.
What has that got to do with a can of corn?
Well, I don't understand what you don't understand about that.
It's so depressing.
Why are you being such a negative Nanny here?
I mean, I'm trying to find things that I can cook, and make that I will enjoy eating and not spend a lot of money. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Get used to chicken.
I got a little
Have you tried to buy some chicken?
I'm so sick of chicken, but I eat it all the time.
I'm going to tell you what, it will surprise me if the number of people hunting this year have not increased.
Oh, I believe they have.
I tell you,
Yeah.
I will tell you, it will absolutely surprise me. I'm looking at roadkill.
Mhm.
I got to go
Yes,
I got to go towards Reedsville today. I'm putting a big old Yeti cooler in the back of the car and a knife. If it's fresh, it's coming home with me.
Yeah.
It has gotten ridiculous.
It's almost that bad. Seriously.
I used to buy a gallon of vinegar because I use like white vinegar for various things, brown vinegar for
Cleaning
various things.
everything.
And now I buy the quart because, well, I guess it would be the half gallon or
Mhm.
the smaller bottle.
It costs the same as a gallon. Used to.
Yes, it was like over $4, and that's Jennifer. It was over $4, and that's what I used to pay for the gallon.
I was there yesterday getting some things for our breakfast, our donuts and coffee, and I was just, as I was going through the cash register, we got to have it to feed these parishioners of our parish. We do, but it's just, I understand what you're saying, Rafer.
Morning, Jennifer. How are
Hey,
you?
Jennifer.
Good morning. How are y'all?
We're just
I
being
just wanted
us.
to-
Bring some sunshine in.
well, I don't know about that, but I'm going to try not to be a negative, but I'm just going to weigh in on a few things. Number one, you talking about steaks. I couldn't tell you. If somebody put a gun to my head, I could not tell you the last time me and Terry had steak. But if you fix a hamburger patty and put some steak sauce on it, you can fake it. But anywho, talking about, I agree completely that the government shutdown will end after the election.
That's the way it usually
I do
happens.
agree. But if we're wrong, this is what I really wish that they would say, okay, you are holding out because you want the health care and all of the benefits for the illegal aliens. I believe that's the undocumented citizens. I believe that's what the whole bottom line is. That's what they're holding out for. Well, if they don't open it back up after this election tomorrow, then I think the Republicans should say, okay, all right, we'll give it to you. That will give you if that's what you want. But all y'all need to call your dogs off and let us do what they're doing and get them all out of here and then problem solved.
Well, we're already paying in North Carolina for 20,000 individuals. We supply their health care every day. Every state does the same thing. They get free health care. Did you know that? All they got to do is violate the law, get caught, get convicted, and get sentenced to prison. Because every prisoner, all 20,000+ of them in North Carolina, have free health care. You know that. Hello.
Yeah.
Isn't that just amazing? They get free health care. They get free room, free board. And they don't even take them out to the so-called chain gangs. When was the last time? That would be recreation for them. They would enjoy it, actually. So let them enjoy themselves. But the guy out there with the double barrel 12 gauge in case they decide they want to go find something else to do.
And talking about sending things, I read a thing the other day. It was a judge had written this thing, had put it. I had seen it on. I had seen it on Facebook, and then I had seen where a local news station had actually covered it. It was a judge, and in Tennessee, right close to the Kentucky border. And this young man had been in and out of his courtroom. And he said we had gotten him into rehab. He got out of rehab. And he said there was mental issues with him. He said, and he might be in for larceny, simple assault, whatever. He said, but all I could do was what was in his power to do. He said, I did everything I could. He said, when they shut down these institutions and all of them got out on the streets, he said he was, and he said the boy's name. And the whole thing was the boy had been found dead behind a Target.
Yep.
And he said, we tried so hard, but, and it goes back to the mental health. And, they went through, they shut everything down, shut down all of the institutions, all the places where he could have actually had a whole lot better life than living on the street. And he said, he said, everybody wants to take up money and send for the missions in the other countries.
Yep.
He said, that's all well and good. He said, but the biggest mission of all is right in our own backyard. And that is so true. That is so true. Everybody wants to send, they want to raise the money, they want to raise the shoe boxes, they want to do all of this stuff and send everything over to the other countries when they could raise money. Like he said, the biggest mission is just right here. There's so many here that need to be taken care of. We need to take care of our country. And then when we get all of this stuff taken care of, then help the others. But that's just the hillbilly wisdom this morning from East Tennessee. So
that's good
I just
wisdom.
wanted to call and weigh in before I take my husband to therapy. He just thinks he's grown, getting in there and walking around and
Good for
all
him.
that. First
I
thing
am
you know,
so
he
happy.
traded me in.
Good for him.
I doubt that very seriously. You'll break his legs if he tries, right?
He is. I mean, we know that the balance is never going to come. I mean, the balance, what's gone is gone.
Yep.
But getting the strength, getting his, I don't even know, just his strength, his determination that he's always had, but it gives him so much confidence.
Mhm.
And showing him the different things that he can do and can't do. It has just been wonderful. So,
Well,
anywho,
he's got a tremendous caregiver. All I can tell you.
oh,
Yes.
I don't know about the old biddy.
The old biddy doing a good job. Keep her up.
She gets on a tear sometimes. I'm sure he would rather me go.
I don't think so.
I doubt that very seriously. He may just say it's time for me to shut up for a change. But
After all these years, I think we're stuck. So
Well, good.
there's not a soul I'd rather be stuck with than him. So
wow, there's a quote for the day for
There
you.
you go.
I like
Love
that.
it.
There you go. All right, best of both
y'all
of you.
have a good
All right.
day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
You too.
910-333-0139. 910-333-0139. You want to call? We've got about 10, 15 minutes. Our 8 o'clock guests are going to be a few minutes late. Something about a school bus in the way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
just
a good
saw
one right
something
there.
when I went to click on it, it disappeared, and I'm
But-
like,
It's on the bus.
It's on the bus.
Jennifer brought up a good point though about, you take a hamburger, put steak sauce. It's not a steak; it's ground beef, but even that's expensive.
They call it a hamburger steak.
The hamburger.
Well, here's what I do.
There's good hamburger
Oh.
steak with gravy.
What the gravy? Forget the steak sauce. Now, me, I put all sorts of seasoning in it, and one of the chief seasonings I use with stuff like that, onions.
Mm-hmm.
You put some onions in that frying pan, and you get those onions going pretty good, and you got yourself some gravy over there. Go ahead and fry up that, but don't do it too fast, and don't do it too hard. And you.
That is Carroll Town.
Okay, and just get that thing, get the meat done, but you don't have to burn it.
Yeah.
And then put all the gravy right on top of it. Take the heat down.
Mhm.
Just let it simmer there for just a little bit, then take it off and eat it. Then it's good,
Ooh.
really good. Hey, Carol,
Let's eat.
Good morning.
how are you?
Morning.
Good morning.
I am good. Hey, I've been listening to you this morning, and I agree with Bill saying that probably on the 5th we will see the government open.
Mhm.
Their experiment will have failed. But
Miserable.
you're talking about meat prices, and one thing that I like is you can go down to the farmers market, find some of the local beef people, and get local beef. Help them, and get meat that has not had any hormones or anything else added to it, and it's good beef.
Mhm.
Where's that, Carol?
I was not aware that they were selling meat out there at the farmers market on Saturdays.
Yeah, there's a vendor out
Oh
there.
yeah,
Really?
They have a couple of different groups out there
Okay.
that have local ranches, and I had bought half a cow a couple of years ago.
That was a heck of a
Built in
meal.
my freezer, and let me tell you, that was really good meat.
Well,
And it was a lot cheaper than what you're getting now.
okay. Do they have it in amounts that you can afford to buy? Enough for like several meals for several people. Or do you have to buy half a cow?
No, they sell it however you want it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got to go.
So no, you don't have to buy half a cow.
All right, I'll be out there then. Saturdays it opens at 8:00, I think, right?
Yes.
Okay, 8 until
Yeah,
noonish
this is
it
the
used to
last
be.
month for the farmers market
Well-
until the spring.
Yeah.
Carol, this
So-
is Chris. Is this every weekend they do it?
Yes, it's every weekend.
Saturday.
Okay.
But like I said, this is the last month,
Okay.
Ugh. Maybe we could convince
Yeah.
them.
and
I'll go out there. I'm gonna find a meet, and then I'll make a contact with that guy and find out where if I
Mm.
can go during the wintertime between now and next spring. We're gonna be able to make a work a deal here.
yeah. And then you were talking about missions, and I'm happy to say that the church I go to, we do some foreign missions, but we do a lot of local missions and stateside missions. So not all the money goes out of the country.
Right.
We look at we help out instead of doing the shoe boxes that go to foreign countries. We do boxes, and it goes to the Baptist Children's Home up there in Kinston, I think.
That's good.
So yeah, and there's little stores around here that you can get things for a little bit cheaper.
Yeah, it's
They're
true.
not name brands usually, but there's ways of getting around some of this stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Well, I commend.
hopefully,
So I just wanted to say I commend your church for what you're doing. Our church does the same thing. People put food in collection baskets before masses, and it goes right to our outreach center and it's distributed. But sadly, with these government shutdown, more and more people are in need now.
yeah, and we're going to. We actually are doing an outreach this month where we're passing out meals to people.
That's
So they
nice.
can
Thank
have
you.
meals for Thanksgiving.
Very nice.
Thank you. God
that's,
bless you.
That's good. Good for
Yeah,
you.
I hope the young lady that texted us over the weekend is listening now, and because she was reaching out for some help, and I did direct her a certain, a couple areas. So I hope if she's listening, she's writing all that down.
Thank you so much, and God bless you, Carol, for
Yeah,
doing
thank
it.
you, Carol.
Well, God bless you guys too, and y'all have a good day, and
You
I'll
too.
keep listening to you.
All
Thank
right.
you, Carol.
All right.
Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself.
I heard
I heard the
puppies.
Steve?
All right, thank you.
Is Steve still there?
No, Steve hung up. So
He'll call back.
he'll call back.
He might have. Somebody text me.
Let me give you a quick rundown here around the region here, around Onslow County and a little bit over there in Cotchett County. Southwest this morning, our buddy Randy, you know him. Oh, some of us know him as KA4SQN. He's a ham radio guy, and he's well versed in what's going on. And he's reported in the temperature this morning in Southwest at 57 degrees, 93% humidity. Had just a light breeze, and he had a half inch of rain since yesterday. Joe over in the borough, Swansboro, he had 57 degrees and 30.37, a little over a third of an inch of rain. And over at Emerald Isle, he said it was 58 degrees, had a little bit of a breeze over there on the beach. I'm sure there was. Lee, your other Lee,
Yeah, other Lee.
over there in the back
The
swamp.
better Lee.
The swamp guy, 56 degrees, 99% humidity. They had a breeze running about 4 miles an hour this morning. Had also over a third of an inch of rain, 0.37 inches. Dale, that would be Carol's husband on the Onslow Amateur Radio Club. Over there up the river around the bend, 57 degrees at River Bend, 99% humidity, light breeze, 0.59 inches of rain. Ken, Onslow Bay, 58 degrees, 99% humidity, a little bit of rain, not much. Ward at Cedar Point, 58 degrees, 95% humidity, 6.5 mile per hour winds out of the northwest at that time, and 0.40 inches of rain. And Our Lady Blue here, Lee, she had over in the woodlands this morning early, 57 degrees, 94% humidity, west southwesterly wind. She got specific,
That's right.
3 to 7
Specific.
miles an hour, 0.19 inches of rain. Here at the studio at that point in time, at the country club, we had 54 degrees, 99% humidity, a light breeze, and 0.33 inches of rain. We've had winds up to 5 miles an hour overnight. Light rain was still going on a short time ago. It just got a little bit of a breeze running 1 to 2 miles an hour and generally out of the west northwest. Okay, Steve, right? We got him.
Oh no.
Good morning.
There
morning,
he is.
Steve.
Hey, Steve.
How are you?
How you doing?
I'm doing well. Hope y'all had a blessed weekend.
Oh,
Very
it's
good.
good. We had an event-filled weekend. Let's put it that way.
There was.
I got you. Hey, I don't know if it's still on sale or not, but the Piggly Wiggly in Swansboro had ribeyes for $9.98 a pound.
What?
Do you not think that I took notice of that on Saturday? Oh, not Saturday. What night did I go down there? Friday night. I was there one night. Must have been Friday night for dinner over at my Italiano restaurant, and I noticed that on the way out of town. I said, "Oh God, I need to stop," but it was too late. I had another commitment, and it involved a personal call.
Steve, how's the rest of their meat
gotcha.
prices? Do you know, Steve?
Do I?
How's the rest of their meat prices?
Honestly, they're excessively high. I see steaks of ribeyes or New York strips all the time for around $10 a pound, but right beside it will be hamburger at $6 a pound.
Yeah.
And,
Wow.
so I don't understand how they can do that. But I've noticed that my whole life. There's been times 25 years ago I went into the grocery store to get hamburger, and it was cheaper to get a whole sirloin ground up
That's
than it was
right.
to buy hamburger by the pound.
That's right.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Good point.
I've never understood that, but that's something I've noticed. Of course, back then, ribeyes and sirloins were only $2.99 a pound. For
Yeah.
a whole sirloin, whole ribeye.
Here on Onslow
You could
Drive.
afford to buy them a little bit better.
On Onslow Drive in Jacksonville back in the day,
Willie's.
at the Whaley's Supermarket,
Willie's?
you could buy T-bones for $1.25 a pound. No problem. On sale, they were running 79 cents a pound back in those days. I used to have to write some of the commercials for him. So I know.
And I used to record some of them for NASCAR, and I was in there because the biggest thing was nobody beat Whaley's meat, and the prices were just
Yep.
I don't know how he did it, but he did it.
He bought it. He bought it in bulk, I can tell you. And he was an interesting guy.
Usually, if I find something on sale like that, and I got room in the freezer, I'll try to buy a couple of them if I can afford it. I know that's something hard to do for everybody nowadays, but and then when prices go up, you got something in the freezer to fall back on.
Yeah,
because they ebb and flow throughout the month.
Yeah.
Usually around military payday, nothing's on sale. Yeah. And then in the middle of between the paydays is when the sales will hit. But that's just basic commerce. That's the way you do it.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. But I heard y'all speaking about it this morning, and I was like, man, I wish they would have seen that because they were pretty real.
Well,
I got me a couple of them.
I saw it, and my problem, and I like to cook. And I like to cook seafood. And I used to like to cook steaks, and I used to do all that sort of good stuff. I really got spoiled with a steak. In your neck of the woods, right down there on the water, he cooks ribeyes in a frying pan, a cast iron frying pan.
I do that.
Yeah.
And it is absolutely the bestest, juiciest, perfectly seared, with however you want it cooked in the middle. Somebody's got a microphone turned up somewhere or something. Audio. Is it over there?
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought I turned them all down. But anyway, he does it, and I cannot come anywhere near him in cooking a steak. So I will go spend the money for that once a 6 months that I'm going to eat a steak, and I'll drive to Swansboro and get it. I'll pay more for it.
I was gonna say every time I play there, I talk about that steak. Every time I play there, because when I'm outside and every time they throw one on, the exhaust vent blows out the top, and every time they put one on, I can smell it. Like, there's another country fried ribeye.
And they do it in a way that it is seared. It's like it's on the grill, but under controlled conditions. It is and I don't know where they get those things, but I tell you what, it's some good stuff. It is the prime of a prime.
I'm sorry.
Anyway,
have y'all seen any of those Wagyu steaks in the grocery store?
The what kind?
Is that not from Wuhan? Is it?
Wagyu.
Wagyu. Wagyu. I might not be pronouncing it right. I ate some of the hamburger when they put it on sale, and you can tell it does taste really good. But the steaks in the meat counter are $75 a piece. And you got to take it home. You got to take it home and cook it.
Cute.
Cook it. I want to bronze
you a
it.
picture of it one time, Lee. When I seen it in there, I remember taking pictures and sending it to everybody. But yeah, it's I don't even understand why that's a thing. I guess there's people out there that got not enough money to burn a wet elephant, but
here's my problem with that.
$75 for a steak, somebody else is going to cook it.
If I spend $75 for a steak, you know what? Something's going to happen right smack dab in the middle of while I'm cooking it, and the heat's going to come up high, or it's going to go down, or I'm going to get a phone call, or nature's going to call, and by the time I get back, things are no good, and there's $75 that my doggies will split.
Oh my God.
That's the way it would be with me. Not going to happen.
I couldn't see doing that. Before I do that, I go buy a Happy Meal and donate the rest to charity.
There you go, Steve.
Absolutely.
Good man.
I am not going to be that extravagant. I don't care if I win the lottery.
But there are people that can afford it and probably do it.
Well, I'll call Donald later on and find out if he can ship me something.
Well, I also wonder, how much does that raise the overhead of the meat department if they've got $300 worth of steaks laying out there, 4 steaks, and nobody buys them? How much does that drive the price of everything else on that meat counter up?
Somebody else going to eat real good, aren't they?
Yeah, because they're not. I mean, let's face it, Steve. They're not going to cut the prices on those $75 steaks.
Yeah. I get that, but like I say, when they go bad,
64.95 on sale.
I go in almost every day, to the grocery store for something, and I see them in there all the time, and I wonder what do they do with them when they don't sell. I hope they at least give them to the employees or something,
Yeah.
But it just amazes me they put that high price of an item.
Really?
on the
They got that
counter.
on sale at a non-butcher shop at a regular grocery store?
Yes, sir. The one right there in Cape Carteret. I ain't gonna call her name, but she is the only one in Cape Carteret.
Okay. I know who you're talking about.
And you
I
go
do
in there, you can go in there pretty much any day of the week, and they're gonna have between 2 and 4 of those $75 steaks.
We got
laying up
those.
there
We
in
got
a-
one of those stores in
in a
Jacksonville.
package.
Mhm.
In a
That's more
package.
than what it costs I was gonna say if you go over to where they actually have the big whole ribeyes and they cut it for you fresh, it's way cheaper than that.
Yeah, I
I don't
know.
understand why those are there, but anyway.
Well, it came from some special cows.
And then one other thing I'll throw out there about these grocery stores is that how much money do they spend on the member card and tracking that and IT and computer systems, and you have to go on your phone to see what's on sale or to download the coupons.
Yeah.
But they still, I could understand if technology moved in that direction and they didn't, make the sales papers anymore, but every grocery store still prints sales papers and they're right there at the front door when you walk in.
That's true.
Yeah, so
And
I see an increase in overhead.
And sometimes,
That don't make no sense.
and sometimes the
Yeah.
post office actually delivers them.
Yeah, I was, that was my thing. When I was a kid, you went to the grocery store, they just had stuff on sale. You didn't
Yeah.
have to pull your out of your wallet. You didn't have to, jump through hoops to get what was on sale. It was just on sale.
Yep.
And nowadays it's they put a whole lot more overhead on top of themselves. It just,
Yeah.
to me, that might be part of why
I went Saturday.
the prices are so high.
I went Saturday and was so disgusted with the checkout person, I fired myself.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't like my
You
attitude.
didn't like him?
I didn't like my attitude to myself.
You need to get an adjustment of attitude.
I went to the manager and said, I either demand a raise or I'm quitting, or you need to fire me.
He doubled your salary, right?
I have that special vest I wear in Walmart when I'm checking myself out. Then I go take a break in the break room.
I'm a greeter.
I was gonna say I try to avoid those self checkouts because I feel like that's putting somebody out of a job.
No, it takes
You know,
three
not-
people to help me get through the line. So
I was gonna say, it's a little easier when there's two of you. A lot of times I'll jump in and help them bag if they don't have a bag, or I'll bag my own stuff while they're ringing it up or whatever. But it's definitely faster than if I did it by myself.
Well, and I'm
So
like you. I'm not going to call out the company's store name, but they have 4 or 5 people standing around.
yeah, they do.
To help people check themselves out when it could be just as easy to get behind the register and do it.
Right.
McDonald's has found out some of those kiosk things do not work as well as they thought they would work, and did not weren't able to cut the staff as much as they thought they were going to be able to, and they reduced the number of people that were actually consuming their product.
Yeah.
There have been a number of places to find this out. I think it's here with us though for the supermarkets. Don't know. All right, Steve, got to go.
Thanks, Steve.
Have a
Have a
good
blessed day, buddy.
Bye.
Well, I finally got the answer to your question about how many
Which one?
eligible voters in the North
only
Carolina
took you an
3rd
hour and 8
Congressional
minutes.
District. Well,
Not
I
that I'm
had to,
Not that I'm counting.
there's 13 counties. I had to look them all up separately. 539,077, roughly as of yesterday.
So 1 divided by 500 and number of
Forget
thousand people.
0.0005%.
There
Do
you
the
go.
math.
What he said, yes.
That's how many people would it take to make, to even have, a 101? It'd take 500,000 people to be equivalent to a
All right.
101.
Let's see if you
Oh,
can win
my.
your chicken dinner here. What is the largest county in the 3rd Congressional District? And don't say Onslow because that's where we live. but
Are you saying in mileage or in square
as far as
area or
people.
number of people?
number of people, registered voters.
But 3rd Congressional District, Pitt.
Onslow.
Well, you said don't say Oslo.
If just because we live here, don't say Onslow.
Well, I
If you're going to
would've
say
ass-
Onslow
I-
because it's the top.
I would have
You
guessed.
were not listening.
I
I
would've
finally
guessed.
got you.
I would have guessed
years
Oslo.
to do it.
And in this corner.
And the second
Don't get
largest,
used to it.
he always proves me wrong, so I have to gloat.
I don't have to prove you wrong.
Oh my God. Pitt County is the second largest with
See, what did I just say?
122,972 registered voters.
An illegal immigrant from India is in custody after federal authorities said he stabbed two 17-year-olds on a flight leaving Chicago. The 28-year-old man was charged with assault with a dangerous weapon with intent to do bodily harm while traveling on an aircraft. Stand by. You're going to like this. If convicted, he faces up to 10 years in prison and can pay a $250,000 fine. He stabbed two 17-year-olds. They were taking a little bit of a nap on the plane. He stood over them, and with a metal fork on a Lufthansa flight from Chicago to Frankfurt, one of the victims said he was napping, woke up to find the assailant standing over him. The man stabbed him several times with a metal fork. Question: where did the fork come from?
First class. I already figured that one out.
Was it?
Well, in first class, you get actual utensils, so it would have had it been
On
first
some
class.
planes you do.
Yeah.
I wonder what they get on Lufthansa, if they get all of them. Or
That's
hello.
good
I
question.
mean, they just took off. They were not in the air very long.
Good point.
Maybe aboard non-U.S. airliners, they can get this stuff just pure either way they want. I don't know. Did he get aboard with it? Don't know. Second victim sitting in the seat right next to the first guy. He also was woke up and then was stabbed with a fork in the head. The flight crew worked to subdue the assailant. Now, you guys going to go work on this one.
They're saying that with the shutdown, you've got air traffic controllers calling in sick, TSA agents calling in sick. Not sure how much that they're going to. I mean, the metal detectors still should be working, and I would make the assumption that somebody's there doing it. So that's a good question. How could they bring it on?
Don't know. Don't know if they brought him on or don't know. Because it was at a Chicago airport. I'm sure that they checked pretty thoroughly there. Anyway, the flight crew worked to get the guy under control. He formed his hand while they were fighting him into the shape of a pistol, put the finger in his mouth and acted as though he was shooting himself. Then he slapped a female passenger, then attacked a member of the flight crew. Captain, the crew and passengers, we're descending to 10,000 feet. Members of the cabin crew, please prepare to open the rear door. Sir Isaac Newton has sent me a message requesting that we verify that gravity is still working. That would be my statement to the crew if I was the captain of that boat, that plane. No, absolutely not.
Things are just on airlines right now. I'm kind of getting a little worried about the trip to Dallas and Thanksgiving, but it's just
Drive. Just leave a week in advance.
This doesn't take that long.
Takes
Day
2
and a
good
half.
full days.
Yeah.
And me, I'd have to stop every 200 miles.
Did you ever watch Smokey and the Bandit?
Yeah, there you go.
Westbound and
Talking
down.
about driving. Congratulations to
Oh, I
all
knew it
of
was
you
coming.
NASCAR fans. Kyle Larson won the championship. That's my
What's
driver.
NASCAR stand for?
That's my driver. National
So-
Automotive Racers.
Stock car.
National Automotive Stock Car.
National Association of
Oh gosh, I know it.
She knows.
Stock Car.
She's oval.
Wait a minute.
National
I'll get it.
Association of Stock Car Automotive Racing.
What? Automotive.
Automotive Racing.
National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing.
Okay.
That's
I threw in
what we were
motive.
saying. Yeah.
I know. I mean, I know what it is, but when you say, what does it mean? You go, national, Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, it was a good race. And
Weather dudes over there in Newport say it's going to be a little bit challenging if you decide you want to go fishing today. you don't want to do it. Out to 20 nautical miles, there's a small craft advisory is in effect through tomorrow afternoon. Offshore today, northerly winds 15 to 20, gusts to 25 this afternoon, seas 3 to 5 feet, 7 seconds apart, 2 to 4 footers near shore, sounds and rivers choppy tomorrow. Northerly winds 15 to 20, gusts to 25 once again in the morning, diminishing to 10 to 15 in the afternoon, seas 3 to 5, 2 to 3 near shore. Sounds and rivers are going to be choppy tomorrow, diminishing to a moderate chop in the afternoon. Wednesday,
Weather.
wind's going to be coming from the west 5 to 10, becoming southwesterly 10 to 15 in the afternoon. Seas 2 to 3. Sounds and rivers a light chop, increasing to a moderate chop in the afternoon. Over there, yeah, we talked about the weather around the region here.
Go ahead. Lee. Lee wants to do it.
No, you go ahead, do it. Finish your thing.
I'm going to let you do your thing too, but I'm just looking over here. We're fairly steady in temperatures all across our whole region here. 54 is a low, 57, 58, 57.5. Oh, come on, Ken. Yeah, 57, 56, 50. It's not often that we get temperatures that close together over a wide-ranging area. So, okay, weather-wise, what you got?
Weather-wise, today we're going to have some rain up till mid-afternoon, cloudy through mid-morning, then gradually clearing with a high near 61, northwest wind 8 to 11 miles per hour with gust as high as 17. Tonight, clear with a low around 44. Tuesday, sunny with a high near 68. Tuesday night, clear with a low around 38. And Wednesday, sunny with a high near 71.
I think the 71. I've got
71.
You noticed that I wrapped up Robbie's plants and stuff out there in the back area. Looks like a covered wagon, doesn't it? Nice long cover. Now I put some heat lamps in it last night, but I'm setting each one of them has a separate sensor on it, and they will be set for temperatures throughout the whole domed in area. And the heat will come on. The heat lamps will come on and stay on only long enough to get it up to a certain temperature.
How about you? You caught up with the NFL finally. You got a dome.
I got a dome. I got a dome.
You got a dome.
I hope we get some water in that dome. Theo, hey, hey, how are you?
Hey, hello, my friend.
That football legalized brutality is over. No more kids are going to get hurt. That's very good.
Do what? That one? Something about kids getting hurt? What?
Yeah, kids are getting hurt on legalized brutality.
Well, we'll give them a chance again in 2 weeks.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, what is one more game? That's it. The season's over.
No, the season is over. The regular season is over with, but now we're in the playoffs.
Yeah, the playoffs. You got one more game? Is that it?
No, we got a bunch of more games. As long as we keep winning, we play forever.
Good luck on that. Hey, Chris.
Chris is here. Well, Chris has got his headphones off, but
Hold on 1 second.
stand by. Now
Hello, my friend.
Now he'll listen to you.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Have you seen that commercial Trelleborg for COPD?
The what on COPD?
Did you see the commercial Trelleborg? It's a medicine for COPD.
Yes.
Have you seen the guy doing it? He looks just like you, man.
I pity him then. I'm sorry.
Don't tell everybody it is
You see
him.
that guy?
Yeah.
He looks just like you. You have to look at that commercial with him playing it. He looks just like you.
Theo, I love you. You're one of my best friends. I love you.
You should look at that guy.
Right.
And let's see, what else was I going to talk real quick? I know you have a guest over there. Don't forget to ask Craig Murphy, when is Mike Johnson going to bring Congress back, okay?
Well, that will be one of our topics tomorrow.
I hope so. Okay, so you got the administration. You got all three branches, and you still got a shutdown for all these months.
Actually, here's the
big
situation.
shots over there in Japan getting awards, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
you talk a lot, but
Okay.
you want to listen? Mike Johnson's got nothing to do with this one because he's in the House.
Yeah.
The Senate
That's what we're
is
talking about the House.
the Senate. The House has already passed it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Very good.
Okay.
Very good. All right. So
Just to keep you straight.
I'll talk to you soon.
Hope so. Bye. And then in through the door. Ask, and you get a bunch of people showing up here this morning. That's good.
Yes.
I like to have fun. We got over here in bright yellow. What I need, you got some sunglasses over there, anybody? Dorothy Royal from the village of Holly Ridge, up on the ridge, and Who's this other guy over here?
Well, we don't know. He just followed me
Just
in.
followed you here? Is he stalking you or
Is that your
something?
bodyguard?
Yes, my bodyguard.
Dorothy and Ricky.
Nice
Sounds
to
like
meet
Ethel and Ricky, doesn't it?
Yes. Feels like it
All
sometimes.
right.
Lucy and Ricky.
Mm-hmm.
Dorothy, my favorite gun runner,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
legal gun runner.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't think I know any illegal gun runners anymore. I haven't had to deal with those lately.
Mm-mm.
But you throw axes at people.
Yes. It's good for the soul. Gets out aggression.
Can you hunt with an axe?
If you were really good, I guess you could.
Well, I don't know. I just I'm curious. I know you can use bows, you can use crossbows, you can use muskets,
Mhm.
things like that. You can use rifles, you can use shotguns, you can use pistols.
Right.
Can you throw an axe at them?
I'll have to look into that and get back to you.
I got something to ask wildlife guy next time I see one.
Oh, yes.
Not know who. Anyway, running for a seat on the town council there in Holly Ridge.
Mm-hmm.
One of several. And I like sticking to issues as often as I can.
Mhm.
Sometimes it gets out of my control, of course. But Holly Ridge, for some reason, I've looked at there are 5 towns with municipalities with elections in Oslo County.
Mhm.
I'm sitting here like, why am I hearing so much about issues from Holly Ridge and the other towns are just saying vote for me?
I really don't know. I think
I hear a lot about issues here, issues there.
yeah, we have a major issue with a possible annexation of 1,200 acres,
Uh-huh.
which would double the size of the town, the city town limits.
Mhm.
And
What's wrong with that?
at this point, we're not ready for it. We don't have the infrastructure. We don't have water pressure. We just are not ready. Our school systems, as you know from everywhere, are overwhelmed.
Mhm.
It's unfair for us to say, come on in, build 2,750 homes or however many they end up with, and then say, let's dump this on the system and hope it works out. We had a fire last August at J&J food plant,
Mhm.
right across from our building, in fact, and that fire within an hour drained all the water from the town. They weren't even able to send in linemen inside the building with fire hoses. Now, God forbid there had been people trapped in there. We would be talking about a whole different scenario today.
Your fire hydrants do not spawn up water?
Our fire hydrants, we've learned through this election, Onwassa never designated the water for fire protection. It was just for residential and commercial drinking and usage. So we do not have the pressure that you would expect for fire trucks and things like that to use. That was devastating to us when the whole town was basically drained of water.
Really?
And you have businesses that had to close because restaurants can't be open if they don't have water. You had people at home that couldn't do laundry or couldn't flush their toilets. I mean, it was really shocking
Mhm.
how quickly that happened. And as you may remember, Holly Ridge did have a water tower.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was right behind Town Hall, and that was how I used to tell everyone how to find the Town Hall. Was I said, look at the water tower; it's right underneath it. But we removed the water tower a little over 10 years ago, and I don't know why one wasn't replaced. I don't know why we don't have 2. We should have one on both sides of 17. And anytime you have massive amounts of growth like that, I don't think you should have to build it and then catch up to it. I think you should be prepared for it ahead of time. So I think it's careless at this point for the town to consider annexing in such a giant tract of land that will really ruin the quality of life for everybody currently in the town of Holly Ridge.
Is this tract of land, as I understood, part of it is also in Pender County?
Yes, 300 acres of it is in Pender County.
So the town of Holly Ridge would be, the proposal is to annex, not annex, but to annex,
To
basically,
annex. To annex.
at their request, or the builder's request, or the developer's request, or somebody's request, because there are no homeowners there to request it.
Correct. And when I talked to the gentleman, the CEO, Frankie Howard of Onwassa,
Mhm.
and I asked him about this, I said, do they have to buy the Pender County tract from you? Because there's 4 total tracts, and he said it's all or nothing. So the developer wouldn't be able to just buy Onslow County tracts and develop those. He'd have to buy all 4.
So Onwassa owns this tract of land.
Currently, Onwassa
Why
owns
did they
all.
have, why did they have we talked to them before, I think. Why did they have it? They were going to do something with it.
My understanding was they were going to make it a spray field years ago, and they've acquired the land and kept acquiring land
Mhm.
with the goal of making it a spray field.
That's for disposal of sewage.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. which would have made sense on that side of the county.
Mhm.
But I think that they have found there's a lot of wetlands out there. There's an active water system out there. There's a lot of contamination from Camp Davis out there. And I think that after they did their homework, they realized this was just not the right property to do this. So my understanding is that they teamed up with Joe Ed, Jacksonville Onslow Economic Development, and that Joe Ed had a right to purchase this property. I believe they had a 5-year right of refusal. And I believe that this developer either contacted Joe Ed or Joe Ed found this developer. Now, I will say this. The developer in question is a gentleman who just published a book on how to do exactly this. You buy a piece of land, you annex it into a small town that may or may not have the greatest zoning and planning department that you might be able to take advantage of, cut it up, sell it off, and be gone, and make yourself a big fat check. It's all in his book. I mean, and he just published his book last year. So,
All right. So the long range plan, is there a long range plan if this is annexed? Because the property is either been sold or has got an option to buy, right?
it has not been sold.
Okay.
From talking to Onwassa, there's no executed contract between this developer and Onwassa.
Mhm.
So that was a concern to me. There was a proposal put forth before the town to annex this in with the developer's name on it, even though he did not own the land. And in the state of North Carolina, you cannot annex land you don't own. And then the question came about, well, Onwassa owns it and they don't have to sign the application. No, but they have to be on the application, and they're not. So from the very beginning, there were some red flags for us. And it also looked like, from my perspective, they were trying to push this through before an election, that it was something that was going to alter the entire future of Holly Ridge. And they were trying to, within the course of a very short amount of time, annex it, rezone it, and approve it for a PUD, which is a planned unit development. And those are things that are supposed to take time. And they had not gone before the planning board with this. They had not contacted adjacent property owners with this. I contacted Pender County.
Mhm.
I spoke to commissioners and I spoke to the head of planning and zoning. None of them had heard about the annexation of 300 Pender County acres into Holly Ridge. That was a bit of a shock to me. So I think there's a lot of work that hasn't been done that needs to be done ahead of this, if it's going to happen. The developer can certainly build with Onslow County alone without it being annexed in. And that would be the best thing for us, because Onslow County, to me, has more stringent rules and regulations that have to be complied with before it can be built. So to me, they're trying to get it annexed into Holly Ridge so they can get away with doing a lot of things that the county would not allow.
If it's annexed, the piece of property is annexed.
Mhm.
Holly Ridge controls that land, right?
Just the zoning, basically.
That's
yeah.
what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
In other words, that if they would not, would an owner be able to put in a developer? If the city of Holly Ridge annexes it, would the town be able to control the width of the streets or the layouts or anything like that?
Well, that's I think that's more of a question for me.
Mhm.
Okay.
We don't have the ordinances in place. We just don't have the tools to provide that kind of guidance. The county has a 21-step scenario. It has to go through environmental.
Mhm.
It has to have an impact study. They do all these different studies in the county to make sure that the roads are going to meet DOT standards and so on.
Mm-hmm.
Holly Ridge doesn't have those. So we don't have the ordinances in place to restrict the builder or the developer and keep him held accountable for anything that he may not do or may do. When you go for a PUD, the misconception is that a PUD gives you an ability to plan for the development.
Mhm.
Well, that's true if your ordinances say the streets have to be this wide, or your fire hydrants have to be this close together, your sidewalks have to be there, and your curb and gutter. We don't have any of that in our ordinances as of now. Our ordinance review that actually is in place now, they still haven't finished. So our ordinances pretty much date back to the early 90s. We haven't updated our ordinances in the last 20, 25 years.
Oh, yeah, and I'm still, but if the city takes it over or the city annexes, agrees to an annexation, there's no forced annexation anymore, but they agree to an annex, then the town could put whatever restrictions that it chooses, sees fit to, by if the council would agree to it.
Well, that's true.
Restrictions on it.
Well, the restrictions would have to be in place first.
Mhm.
So you can't be guilty of something after the rule was passed. So if he gets annexed now, he's under the rules that we currently have. So
What
we
rules
can't.
do we currently have then, as far as street layouts, or anything like that?
Almost none.
Okay, city has to provide, if you annex an area within a certain period of time, you have to provide certain services, right? Water and sewer, of course, fire protection, law enforcement, police protection, street maintenance, because inside a municipality, unless it happens to be a state maintained road, like US 17 through Holly Ridge or NC 50 through Holly Ridge,
That's correct.
those are DOT, belongs to the Department of Transportation. They take care of it,
Right.
but they don't take care, do they, what street are you on? Sound Road?
Sound Road's a state road.
It's a state road.
Yeah. So it's not taken over by the town, but I'll tell you the biggest problem with what you're talking about.
Okay.
Onwassa is going to provide water and sewer, whether it's annexed or not.
Sure.
We gave away our water and sewer in Holly Ridge. Holly Ridge Fire Department is a privately owned fire department that is funded by the county and by the town. So they would have fire coverage regardless if they were annexed in or not. That's already there.
Yeah.
Onslow County Sheriff's Department could take care of the law enforcement.
Right.
So the only
But
thing
not if it's annexed.
no, if it's annexed, then Holly Ridge Police takes over.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, if they don't annex, they have those services available to them. There's no benefit as far as those services go to annexing into Holly Ridge. The only benefit is that we have much looser restrictions on development.
Mm-hmm.
We have seen this firsthand, just going door to door into these annexed in areas in Holly Ridge, where we go to communities that have no sidewalks, no street lights, no curb and gutter. They're horrible. The roads are in terrible condition. The developers get out of there before the roads start falling apart, and then they turn over the roads to the town, and now we, the taxpayers, are stuck with a burden. We're going through that right now. We just had to take out a $2 million loan to fix roads throughout the town. This is not how a development should be done. And that's why we, as taxpayers, should not take on this kind of a burden. If this developer wants to build in Onslow County and has everything done, and in 5 or 10 years wants to apply for annexation for one reason or another, and we see that everything was built correctly and it's not going to be a burden, we can take it in at any time.
Mm-hmm.
But to just say we need this rooftop income is incorrect, because we end up with so much more of a burden on the taxpayers that are there.
Mhm.
It's not fair to the people that have already been annexed that we don't provide anything to except for trash, that are paying Holly Ridge taxes. We need to start taking care of those people first. And Ricky and I went into one development, and I went to a woman that was talking to us, and I said, let me ask you, what do you feel like you get for your tax dollars? She pointed to her trash cans. She said, see those 2 trash cans? I said, yes. She said, that's it. She said, I call the town hall, I feel ignored. When I go to meetings, I don't get listened to. My kids have to stand in the dark to get on the bus.
And they pay for water separately.
Onwassa's a separate bill.
Yeah, I know, but Onwassa sends the people in Holly Ridge a bill.
Yeah, it's on our trash bill. So we have water, sewer, and trash on one bill.
Oh, okay.
But Onwassa
So
is
they
the
are paying
recipient.
for it.
Oh yeah, people, but we pay Onwassa. We don't pay Holly Ridge. Holly Ridge has a kiosk there where you can pay your water bill, but Onwassa is who we pay our water and sewer to, not Holly Ridge. Did you know?
Water and sewer is a separate bill then.
Water, sewer, and trash are all billed together.
Okay, but that all goes to Onwassa?
Onwassa gets the water, sewer, and then Holly Ridge has a trash contract, so they get the trash portion.
The only thing that Holly Ridge completely pays for out of the services a town's supposed to provide is our police department, because our fire department is about half funded by the county,
Okay.
half funded by.
It's still
Holly
mostly a
Ridge.
volunteer fire department, right?
We have paid this year. We've added several paid positions to the Holly Ridge Fire Department, thanks to work from Chief Longo and also Councilman Josh Patty, the Mayor Pro Tem.
Mhm.
You know, he was adamant when he got elected in 2023 that was going to be his focus, was safety.
Okay. So we got that. But those folks, the fire department, this is paid for by the city, these paid volunteers, or paid firefighters?
Yes, paid for by the city, and they also get funding from the county.
Okay.
So when you break the money down, basically Holly Ridge pays for the people, the county pays for all the trucks and all the gear.
Mhm.
If you wanted to line
Simplify.
item it and simplify it, really simplify it, but
Mhm.
that's about how it works.
It's really confusing, but
Brandon does a really good job of keeping up with it. He has kept our IO. We have actually gone down, twice in our IOS
Yes,
rating?
we're down to a
Insurance
4,
ratings,
which is
yeah.
fantastic.
Oh, that is good.
Yeah.
4 is excellent.
Mhm. Mhm.
Excellent.
that's good.
And you've had to kind of pick up the slack for Turkey Creek too, haven't you?
Turkey Creek
As
gets
far as the
paid by
fire
the town of
department?
Holly Ridge to cover some of Summer House.
Right.
And one of the other developments that we just annexed in on Tar Landing, which is again closer to Turkey Creek. So that's another thing people don't seem to understand is the taxpayers of Holly Ridge are paying these other fire departments to cover taxpayers' homes in Holly Ridge. So it does get very confusing.
Yes.
How many non-contiguous strips of annexed area does Holly Ridge currently have
I think it's 8 or 9.
that are non-contiguous,
Correct.
that you have to cross into a foreign territory before you get there?
Yes, there's about 8 or 9. If you look at the map,
How is that even legal?
I don't know. I don't.
I know it is, but I just don't know how.
We have never understood that.
It's very hard to police. It's very hard for the fire department and EMS to know exactly where they're going sometimes.
Are any of those areas more than 1 mile beyond the
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
really?
Oh yeah.
Then the police have no jurisdiction in those areas.
No, they have jurisdiction. They just travel
I'm
3 miles
talking
to
about
go.
in between,
Correct.
between this
Correct.
point and that point,
Correct.
because they got an ETJ, they got one
Mhm.
mile jurisdiction outside their
True
territory.
city limits.
Yes.
The ETJ does not work on these annexed areas. And that's what I've been trying to explain to people. When you annex in a 1,000-home subdivision down a road, that does not extend the ETJ out there. The ETJ is from the city limits, the original city limits only,
Which
So-
is
1.5 square miles, basically along 17. So you'll hear other people say we're a 4.5 mile city limit. No, we're not. The original recorded city limits of Holly Ridge are 1.5 square miles. So in all reality, our ETJ is 700 times the size of our 1.5 square miles when you look at it on a map. I mean, it's just outrageous. But these properties are beyond the ETJ.
Why were these places annexed?
You'd have to ask Greg Hines. He's the only common denominator that's been on the board for 50 years. And
Does it generate a lot of income?
I don't think so. Not based on what we're seeing, because we spend a lot of money in that town on things and it doesn't go back to those people.
I've heard in other towns,
Mhm.
Wilmington to be specific, years ago, city councilman just finally broke down, told me one day, he said, we have to annex these other areas so we can get money for, they never annexed a poor area. They
Right.
annexed commercial, they annexed very large, expensive homes. He said, we get a lot of tax dollars coming from there and then we can pay for streets in the city that we haven't been able to pay for all these years. He told me that.
That's not very fair.
You're not supposed to annex an area to generate dollars
That's what we're
to
hearing.
fund what else you've already got doing that you can't do.
Right. And that's the problem we're having with the other people we're running against is that they're saying rooftops, rooftops, rooftops. I'll give you a quick example. We live at
They blow
Evolve.
off.
Well, we live at Evolve in Holly Ridge. It's an apartment complex right on 17. The whole tax value based on this year is $24,800,000 roughly.
that's the value of the building.
Buildings and the 2 commercial lots in front. That's what the tax office told me. $24 million in tax value only gives Holly Ridge $79,000 in tax revenue. So because we're at 0.34, so
Right.
you do at 0.99 includes Onslow County and Holly Ridge. And when you look at it that way and say for basically $25 million in tax value, we only get $79,000 and it costs $100,000 to have a cop, that doesn't even pay for one police officer. So you have to be very careful when you hear the opposition that we're running against say rooftops will pay for everything. No, commercial pays for stuff.
Correct.
Proper development pays for things, but rooftops do not. And Rick does this great scenario when he says, if you believe rooftops are what generates income and brings people to you, how come there's a Cracker Barrel on I-40 on exits that might only have 5 houses? It's not that, it's traffic flow. We have traffic flow. We are not using the 17 corridor, to my understanding, correctly, because we don't have one fast food restaurant. We don't have one chain hotel. We travel all over the country. We've never been to a small town that doesn't have these things. And, when people get excited when Dollar General shows up and they call it what, the Holly Ridge Mall?
Yes, it's called the Holly Ridge Mall.
Lord
Holly
have
Ridge
mercy,
Mall.
save me. So we demand better as people that live there, work there, and pay taxes there, and we're just not getting it. But to be told, we're going to add 2,700 more homes for workforce housing, nobody really knows what that is, means to me, our taxes are going to go up. We're going to have to pay for all those roads to be repaired. We're going to have kids going to schools in 2 different counties. We're going to have people that vote in 2 different counties. It's going to be a mess. And Pender County told me if Holly Ridge annexes in that 300-acre portion, by law, the annexing in town is supposed to be required to provide all services. So how do you provide a school system for Pender County students when their parents are paying Pender County taxes in Onslow County? So this is a mess to me.
It's one of those things that looks good on paper, but if you try to break it down into how it's actually going to work in reality, you'll come to find out this is not a good idea.
No.
We're going to end up on the short end of the stick.
It does not improve the quality of life for anybody in Holly Ridge. Nobody. And the people, of course, that want it are the big investors out of Wilmington. Why not? They don't have to live with it next door. So we have to be careful of that. We have to protect our own. And I think we have been failing that for a long time.
First time I heard about it, I said, you know what? It's kind of interesting. Then I saw the 2 counties, and I said, well, that and down at around Surf City, that got to be a little bit of an issue. Still is an issue.
It is an issue.
I mean, the people living in Onslow County vote for a mayor of Surf City. The
Yeah.
people who live in the city limits of Surf City that are in Onslow County, they
Mhm.
vote for a mayor and council members. That's confusing.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a police department,
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
fire department, police department that got jurisdiction. They, I mean,
Mhm.
okay, you got citywide jurisdiction, but now you're in 2 different counties. That's got to be really confusing.
One of the weirdest things about the Surf City predicament was I remember during the hurricanes, the people in the Onslow County portion would lose their water because Onwassa would turn off the water in case there were leaks and damages from the storm way ahead of Surf City. So if you lived over that line, you might have 2 or 3 days with no water, whereas Surf City would still have it. And I remember thinking, this is just backward. Why is this like this? Either we need to annex in that portion in Surf City and make it all one town and one county, or let that go to North Topsail, because I don't think it's fair to the people either.
Well, we had a friend that worked in Surf City that was head of planning and zoning there for years. And he said it was the worst decision Surf City had ever made. And if they could figure out a way to give it back to Onslow County, they would. And I think they're still working on it now.
Yeah. Yep. So there's a lot of problems. There's a lot of red flags here. But the point is, when you look at this on a map and you realize it's the same size as the true city limits of Holly Ridge, and then you realize that development in itself could take over every aspect of the town. If they got together and they all ran for office, they would have the votes to put over anybody in they wanted. They could dictate everything else from here on out. That's not fair, again, to all the other developments and all the other people that have been here for so long and have contributed to the community through tax dollars or volunteering or whatever. So I think it's a very dangerous step.
Well, early voting. I didn't even say Ricky's here because he's running for city council, town
Mhm.
council.
Yeah.
Dorothy's running for mayor.
Yes.
How is that going to be? Is that going to be a conflict if both of you are elected? You're going to be his boss, right?
Not really, because to me, the mayor is the liaison between the community and the town council. We are the cheerleader.
So
who
he
is,
can be your boss.
oh, well, we won't go that far. So
If he gets 3 other people, how many?
yes.
You got 5.
That's all we need is
yeah,
three.
3.
Three make the decision.
Yeah, so you and 2 buddies can, boot her to the curb.
I'll see if that works.
Shut her down. You got to know the house you can stay in, right? Yeah. Okay. Just in case. No, but
yeah,
how would that work out? I mean, is there a conflict here?
No,
Do you
because
see
the
a conflict?
council is who votes. The council who's make the rules and regulations and vote to pass things. The mayor, again, is the figurehead, the person who goes out and speaks, the person who tries to work between the community and the council to get the best win-win for everybody. The only time the mayor votes is if there's a tiebreaker. And there's always the ability for a council to table something if that happens. Say a person is missing or not able to vote on something. We could always table something to the next meeting where a vote can take place with council. So it does not happen often. I think the last time when Jeff Wetzel was mayor, the only time he voted to break a tie was when Pam Hall was brought up to be placed in a position that was vacant. He voted no, but that was the only time I'd ever seen him vote on anything.
Mhm.
And that was just as a tiebreaker.
How many people are on the council?
5 council members and a mayor. Yep. So this time we have 3 council members. We have 2 4-year positions
Mhm.
and 1 2-year. Rick is running for the 2-year position to fill to do the remainder of the position that Aaron Ritter was in when he was elected. Then he moved to Germany. So Rick is only running for a 2-year position,
Basically a fill-in.
a fill-in to complete the term.
I've been to 2 or 3 town council meetings in the last 2 years or so at Holly Ridge. Occasionally I will go to a council meeting here, not
Mhm.
often.
Mhm.
County commission meeting, I've been to several here.
Mhm.
I don't think I've been to Rich. I don't think I've been to any of the other council meetings in the last 8 or 9 years. Nothing was ever coming up that got my attention.
Mhm.
This annexation thing got my attention.
Yeah.
I went. I forgot what the first time around was a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
But things are different. First of all, I can't hear anything
Yeah.
in the
We
council chamber. So,
We are
I see
way
a
behind
bunch
the
of
times on that.
microphones up there, but are they turned on?
I don't know.
Well, that's one of the whole reasons I'm running. I grew up here. I grew up in Holly Ridge, and I feel like it's time to protect my own.
Mhm.
I've watched all my friends in Surf City. I've watched a lot of old families that I've known for years that have owned land there for years. I don't think there's a Paget left on Surf City anymore. I think every single Paget has moved off the island.
Badgers are the locals. There's like Kellums,
Yeah.
Mortons, and
Mhm.
Exactly.
around here. Yes,
That's the name that everybody that's lived there for a long time should know. I don't think there's one left on the island. Taxes, the property value, and all's gone up. And this annexation, if it goes through, there's no way our taxes don't soar.
Mhm.
Not go up, soar.
They're 34 cents on 100 now.
Mhm. Mhm.
I don't know if we could. I think our tax rate may surpass Surf City's. They're all upset at Surf City about their tax rate, but if we have to take our fire department, that is not where we want it to be today. It really isn't. We don't have a ladder truck. We don't have an ambulance that's fully functional. Those are your bases. You shouldn't grow until you have those things done. But our police department would have to double. Our fire department would have to double. Just about even our town hall is due for a remodel. Our town hall was built in the early 80s. I mean, we have issues there. So if we take this on and literally have to double the size of our town, there is absolutely no way our taxes don't double.
Mhm.
And those people that have lived there so long, all the people I grew up with, I can just see the 5 years into the future, they're selling their home.
They're gone.
Where does that 80-year-old, 90-year-old that has lived there forever go? The land's gotten so expensive everywhere else. I mean, are we talking about sending them to the mountains?
It's
I
not
mean-
cheap anymore either.
Yeah, I don't know. So once you price them out of their home there, what's going to happen? And I'd say a good 20% of Holly Ridge is in their elderly age. So this is kind of a big deal for us, I do believe.
It's something. It's a big gripe I've gotten. It's not Holly Ridge. It's county. It's all municipalities that I know anything about. Once some of us reach an age, y'all haven't gotten there yet. Once some of us reach an age that you're on a fixed income period, bottom line, that's it, Jack.
Yeah.
How do you pay for more? They scream, I hear every time, we're not increasing the taxes. Well, you are.
Mhm.
If you got more, if my home is worth more today than it was last year,
Mhm.
then I pay more taxes, even if the tax rate is the same. 34 cents on a $100,000 home
Mhm.
is one thing. 34 cents on a $150,000 home is 1.5 times as much.
Exactly.
Where Uncle Sam's not giving me 1.5 times as much income.
No idea.
Price of groceries, $20 for a stupid pound of ribeye steak.
Yep.
We hear it's on
Let's
sale in
not go back
one
there.
store. Where can you go and buy something? I can carry out $50 worth of just household stuffs without having to run the cart out to my car.
Yeah, we're literally getting priced out of life.
We are
Yeah.
getting priced out of
Yes.
life.
I like that.
And the
Yeah.
taxes keep going up
Right.
and up and up and up. And I don't give me that crap. You guys who think you could do math,
Mhm.
you came to the wrong person.
Mhm.
Because we're not increasing the taxes. If you're getting more money from the taxes, you're increasing the taxes.
Mhm.
Exactly.
And we have one big subdivision called Summer House in our community. And what they're saying is, all right, our tax rate might be this, but if our house went from 300,000 when we bought it to 700,000 in Onslow County's value, like you're saying, that's more than double your taxes. And for these families who moved here to retire or whatever, that's
Yep.
unbearable.
Well, what some of us have, worked our lives to get a place to
Mhm.
stay, like those people that bought the $150 lots at Surf City at one
Mhm.
time back in the 50s,
Right.
50-foot lot, $150.
Mhm.
They put a little house on it, but they've improved that house, improved it.
Right.
Over the years. It was their vacation. It was their getaway for the weekends. They, with the intent to one day live there on the beach. That's what they always wanted to do. Then suddenly, that house that may have cost them $25,000, $30,000 total, including the $150 for the lot, is worth $500,000.
Mhm.
They said, well, they can sell it. Well, I don't want to sell it. I lived my entire life, worked my entire life so I can have this place.
Mhm.
Now you're pricing me out of it.
Yep.
Look at the signs for sale, for sale, for sale, for sale, for sale.
Yep.
That's done by taxes. That's done by government.
I think that's what will happen to Holly Ridge. I think if they build this annexation, 5 years to start with, 8 years probably to finish. By the time this thing's done, you're going to see for sale signs in all the old homes.
And it's not just the taxes, because like with our building in Holly Ridge, when we bought it and had a tax value of like $200,000, now it has a tax value of $700,000. The triple effect is
You
now
should not have made us put so many improvements in there.
I know next time I'm not painting the bathrooms, but but the problem is now my insurance company insures me based on that value.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't matter that my insurance company covered me for $200,000 before. Now it's requiring a $700,000 policy. So you go from a $2,000 policy to a $12,000 policy. Well, we're not making $10,000 extra every year. So that's what my concern is with this whole development, is they're going to try to raise up the values to bring in more revenue. It's going to suffocate the community. It's going to run small businesses out of town. There's no benefit to it. We need to stop it. We're at a point where we can stop it. Swansboro just stopped an annexation in their town.
Mhm.
And in fact, Rick was talking the other day with Brandon Longo, who had just came back from a county meeting, and he said, Swansboro has about the same number of people we do. They have a $3 million less expenses in their their town budget. They have a downtown. They own their own fire department. They own their police department.
A lot of retail businesses.
A lot of
Mhm.
retail
Local
businesses. A lot of local businesses. He said this needs to be something we need to look at and go, why can't we do this? What are we out of balance with? We have incredibly high pay rates in our town for town employees. I mean, in the 25 years since my kids were born, the town park has not changed. You know, the same things that we went to see 25 years ago are still there. Maybe the swing set's new. But for the 25 years of taxes we've paid in, we've got nothing for it. All we have is higher paid employees. They all have brand new trucks. We have a police force that drive these giant SUVs everywhere. There's things that can be done with sensible understanding of the budget where we can taper things down a little bit and give more back to the community instead of just raising taxes, adding more rooftops. Because look, people are tired of paying taxes. We all are. But when you pay taxes and you get nothing back for it, that's even worse. We need to stop that.
Yeah. Well, my dad, when he was working, one of the last jobs he ever did was down at Holly Ridge in construction. And he said everybody was so nice. The people there were so nice.
They are.
On the town. The town council was nice. This is in the early 2000s, 2006, 7, something like that, whenever it was. And he threw a little oyster roast at the end of the construction. I went down to help him, came up to help him from Wilmington. But he said, you know what, if I was to move somewhere, this is where I would move, because all the people around here, the council members, everybody was so friendly. Today, as radical as he was, if you think that I'm radical, you didn't meet him, you never knew him. As radical as I am, he would have exploded with this kind of activity. Y'all are peaceful.
Mhm.
He was not. He was not. And he would have been, Lord God help, the letters to the editor would have been all over because he wrote one every other day.
Right, right. But we feel that we're at a point where we can stop this outrageous growth. We're at that junction where this is it. This is a very important election because depending on who you vote for is how the future of Holly Ridge is going to pan out.
Mhm.
And that's a real scary thing to me. And I feel bad because a lot of people don't vote in Holly Ridge.
Well,
Really?
I'm not opposed to growth, controlled, organized, well thought out,
Mhm.
planned growth.
Sure.
Exactly.
And I don't know that it hasn't been well thought out. I'm hearing two different sides to the story, but I'm not being shown where it's been well thought out. Nobody can show me.
There's been
When I get scattered pockets of a city with county roads in between and the cops don't have jurisdiction of those areas, I got a problem with that coming from a law enforcement background.
We have a huge
and we
problem
have
with that, too.
7 developments underway right now that aren't even finished. And we're going to add this to it.
Does the insurance company pay for a wreck patrol car that happens outside the jurisdiction when
I
it's
don't
just
know.
going from point A to point B?
I have no idea.
Do you think they would pay for a car to get into a wreck in Wilmington?
I wouldn't think so.
A Holly Ridge police car? Unless it was on official business?
I wouldn't think so. I think it would challenge it. That's at least it would
I'm
challenge
just
it.
thinking about the people that get hurt. Let's just say the people, you know who they're going to come after, any vehicle, this commercial vehicle.
Mhm.
The people that get hurt, they're going to go after the people with the deep pockets.
Sure.
Suppose they're hurt in a police collision. In Holly Ridge, you're going to have to pay for it, that it occurred outside the jurisdiction of the Holly Ridge Police Department.
There's a lot of questions.
Well, one of the things I've run across living there so long is you have an annexation that's so far out of town, and then there's people that live in between,
Yeah.
right? They don't know that they're in town or out of town. They'll see a Holly Ridge police car go by, and they think it's their cop car.
Uh-huh.
They think, well, I can call him or wave him over. He's not their cop. He can't actually respond unless it goes through the county. So it's kind of difficult to be able to see a cop and still not get a cop.
Flag
I've
them
heard
down.
that before.
If you flag them down, they're probably going to help you, but because they're cops.
Yeah.
I know how that works. I mean, I would.
And they do.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. But then you open yourself up to.
I don't know, Rick. We had a very unusual circumstance not too long ago. We had a neighborhood in Holly Ridge that had a cow that just showed up loose.
Oh boy, steak!
A steak. Beautiful cow, by the way.
We missed the
Delicious cow.
opportunity.
And this cow was in one of the annex subdivisions, and it was loose in someone's yard. So the police came out and they stood around the cow until the owners of the cow were contacted. Now, the owners didn't live in the city limits. They lived right outside the city limits. And the police, they asked the police department, would you escort us back with our cow? Because we have to walk him back. And I guess they said, no, you're out of our jurisdiction. So the fire department came and followed the people with the cow with a fire truck to make sure they got back safely.
Oh my!
So I do think there's some issues there regarding what's in city limits, what's in ETJ, what's in this.
And you know, I can understand the officers like, what am I going to do if something happens on my way out there?
Exactly.
I'm going to be held liable. The chief is going to be up my butt. I know how those things can work for the poor cop on the beat. So I'm sure there are questions. So they have.
And Holly Ridge is, you hear about the annexation. We need to get this in for money. Holly Ridge is actually pretty well off. We have money in reserve. We have money set aside that's already drawing interest.
Waiting for the next hurricane.
Oh, yes, true. Right. You got to be prepared for the rainy day. But we're actually financially in pretty good shape. We're in the ability and in good enough shape to say no to this annexation. We can say no. It can go to the county and we're fine. We don't absolutely need this. It's not a lifeblood scenario for us. So I think we're better off all the way around.
Well, I don't think the county, based upon what I'm hearing from Royce Bennett and other county commissioners, they're going to allow a subdivision to be built in a county that does not meet minimum standard because they're having to now go back and bring up to speed, some
Orphan
roads that are in subdivisions.
This is exactly our point.
This is exactly what we're talking about.
I mean, the roads in this neighborhood were not up to speed
Mhm.
when the city of Jacksonville forced to annex this area, which was, I don't know how they lived through it with my dad living here, but I'll never forget, he built here because city limits was at the Gum Branch Road. He said, they'll never annex this area. Watch out what you do when you got the government in charge.
That's right.
So, but I can see that happening there too. If the city doesn't enforce the same rules that the county does, as stringent as their new rules are, their policies are,
Mhm.
then yeah, no wonder somebody would like to annex
Of course.
right away.
Of course.
That way they can build a 20-foot right away instead of a 60-foot right away.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Get by with
Put
those
more houses
stormwater.
there.
Yep. Change their setbacks to 7.5 instead
They
of
do whatever.
Yeah.
They want to do.
exactly.
This is just common sense. I don't have a dog in the fight regarding this developer. I don't know this person, but I'm just looking at it from a common sense point of view. It's a dangerous step for Holly Ridge to take. And as we said before, they could annex it at any time. Once they've
If
built
the
and
people
developed,
want it.
if the people want it,
Mm.
they can apply. But to say that the developer told me on the phone, he is not buying this land if it is not annexed in.
Yes.
Now, you're going to hear a mixed story about that, but I had 4 people standing around with him on speakerphone when he said that. This is what he puts in his book, too. You do not buy the land unless it's annexed into that neighboring town, period.
Who is this developer?
Michael Rakowski.
out of Wilmington.
He's out of Wilmington.
Yeah.
He's a realtor with Seacoast Realty.
Well, you got to ask yourself the question, and when it comes down to common sense, if we don't do it, right? We don't do it. How bad a shape are we going to be in? We'll be fine.
We'll be fine.
If we do it, and it goes horribly wrong, there's always the chance that it could have worst case scenario or best case scenario. And if it has worst case scenario, Holly Ridge is in a
When
real
does Holly
jam.
Ridge start spending money on this piece of property if it's annexed? I mean, it won't be developed. When do you start spending money on it? I mean, there's no fire protection you have to worry about, really.
Year
It's
one,
still-
the police department actually did this. So year one, they did a scenario step out. So they would have to hire a new cop. And then 2 years in, they'd have to hire 2 more policemen. And then 3 more years in, we'd have to have
3 more police
3 more.
at $100,000 per officer.
So you got
including
6
training.
cops there.
Right. And that's where we go with just that being that scenario. And to my knowledge, that's the only thing that anyone has actually figured out. Sorg actually did that, stepped up, did that, but I don't think anyone else is actually worked on what it's going to.
Well, I think the
cost
problem
us.
is they haven't been presented with the documentation they need as far as site plan and how many houses would go where.
Now,
and
if you
everything else.
naysayers out there say, well, no, there's no cops out there going to make $100,000 in Holly Ridge. You're right. They're not. However, the car,
Yeah.
the maintenance on the car, the schooling, because there's always
Yep,
in-service training,
their gear.
the equipment.
Mhm.
It will cost $100,000 a year if the cop's making any money at all.
Mhm.
Hell, that was the fee a long time ago.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
before they even paid anything.
Right.
It was estimated 90 to 100,000.
Now, here's the flip side of this. If this is not annexed into Holly Ridge, the county will have to provide Holly Ridge Fire Department more funds
Mhm.
because the county portion of development will have to be covered.
Which will also benefit
Holly Ridge.
Holly Ridge.
Absolutely. So to me, it's a win-win if we do not annex this in.
So I'm sure the county would like you to annex it.
Of course
Most
they would.
likely they would,
I
yes.
mean, I would if I was in their shoes. Please annex this thing. We'll give you some money if you annex it. Or
Absolutely.
whatever. I don't know what they would do.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure Onwassa would like to get rid of this piece of property. Because does Onwassa have to pay taxes on it?
No, that's the weird thing about this. Moss is paying no taxes on it at all.
So if it's sold, though, the benefit is that both Onslow County, the county of Onslow,
Mhm.
and the city of Holly Ridge, because they're not going to buy it unless it's annexed. But if Holly Ridge annexes, they're going to get 34 cents immediately on the value of that piece of property. What's the value of that piece of property?
We don't really know. We've been given multiple numbers that none of them line up with anything.
Any deals been offered to not charge anybody from day one until houses are on it?
I if there were, they were in closed door session.
I'm
and
just
not out
asking.
front. I don't know.
Well, I mean, well,
But what I did bring up to the meeting that the developer held for the town, which was considered a town hall meeting,
Mhm.
was I said to him, I said, as somebody who has bought land and developed before, why would you want to buy land at let's just throw out $40 million?
Mhm.
Why would you want to spend this kind of money and then tell us you're not going to touch it for 3 years before you start the development? As a person who has dealt with loans, banks want their money right away. They're not going to sit on it for 3 years before asking for
well,
any
you're going to have
payments.
to pay for the land, but how about for the taxes on the land?
Well, that's what he said. He goes, I'm willing to do this as a good neighbor. I'm willing to pay the taxes on this land to the town and not develop as a good neighbor. And I'm thinking, that doesn't work in the development world. That's
Who
not
said that?
the developer.
Got that in writing?
Well, he said it online, but then again, we don't know if it really got recorded. But it was during the public town meeting. And I'm thinking to myself, that sounds like a bunch of malarkey to me. There's no
I
such
don't
thing
care
as
what
I
you
want to.
say.
Yeah.
Is there a signature attached to it?
No.
Okay.
Unless there's a contract or an agreement.
Yeah. And that's the problem with this kind of a development of this size. We all know the writing on the wall is he's going to chop it up into pieces and sell it off to every tract builder out there. And they're going to come in and they're not going to want to sit on it for 3 years. They're going to plow in the roads and they're going to put in these little cookie cutter houses and they're going to slap a price on them and move along.
A development this size is going to require a national builder.
Yeah.
It's going to be Ryan Holmes or D.R. Horton, or it's going to be those size developers. And to say that they're not going to build it out in 5 years, I mean,
We've heard 8 to 10 years. I'm like, that's not happening.
no, there's no money in that for them.
Well, if they build it out and immediately, that's where they make their money, their
Yeah,
return, right?
exactly.
Otherwise, they're just sitting on an investment.
Right.
Yeah, and that's not how they make money. They make money building houses and selling them. Most people that don't understand the house is kind of a widget, really.
Mhm.
The house is no more than how the mortgage is obtained to sell the land.
Mhm.
So basically, they build a house to sell the land.
All right, let's talk about election because we got to go.
Okay.
1,050 people have voted in 5 different counties or 5 different towns in 16 days of voting, early voting.
Mm-hmm.
1,050. All of those are not from Holly Ridge.
No, I think we're closer to 78. When I stopped by there Friday morning, it was at 71 early voters.
Do you feel as bad as I do that my money has been wasted with 16 days of keeping voting going?
I feel like it was a really long time period for early voting. I think the biggest problem, of course, people had, especially in our area, was getting to
Oh,
Jacksonville.
that's one of them.
And so,
You're in the far reaches.
yes.
Well, I kind of have a feeling the turnout for Holly Ridge tomorrow is going to be better, more than usual.
I think it's been very controversial.
Yeah, there's a lot of controversy
What
there.
controversy is it not? And I'm talking. I wanted to talk about issues, but are we? I drive through. I won't go to Wilmington once a month,
Mhm.
and the last time I drove through 3 weeks ago, I'm seeing signs with nasty stuff all over them,
Mhm.
painted on them.
Mhm.
This
This has been a horrible election.
what kind of individuals are doing this? I'm going to say it's not going to be the citizens of Holly Ridge. I'm going to say it's going to be somebody else. I'm going to say it's going to be some people that are wherever, just don't like signs.
Well,
I don't
Rayford,
know.
just real quick, we've had some fake profiles commenting this morning on our page,
Mhm.
and I've already told them, look, we're here for every candidate to
Well,
say
cut
what they need
Cut
to
them
say,
off.
and then but people get extremely passionate when it comes to politics.
If you don't have the guts to
But
call, I don't really care
using a
what you
fake
post
profile,
what you
we
post on
just ignore
Facebook,
it.
because I'm
But-
going to question you, and I'll find out who you are. And it's okay. I just want to know that you're legit.
We deal in facts, and a lot of
Mhm.
people have thrown stuff out. Well,
Mhm.
we're not here to dig up somebody's past, either side, whatever. We're here allowing you the opportunity to say what you need to say, and this is what you will do for the town of Holly
If
Ridge.
you're elected, either one of you or both of you, if you're elected, here's my question. You always wait for it, don't you?
Yes, I did.
In 6 months or a year or whenever, if I was a member of the Holly Ridge group, the town people, and voting for you, either or both of you,
Mhm.
and I supported you, and then I found out that in 6 months that there was something in there that would cause me not to vote for you tomorrow, if I was a resident of Holly Ridge, would there be something that I would find in 6 months that would pop up that would cause me to say, oh God, I threw away a vote?
No.
No, I think I've lived there so long, hopefully everybody knows more about me.
No, I would say no on that. And I would say on the flip side of that, look at the things we have done. We put on the 75th anniversary of Camp Davis Festival that brought
Yeah, I was
3,000
there. Yeah, I
people to
liked that.
town. We put on the Bee Festival, the first Bee
We were there
Festival.
for that
We
too.
were
Yep.
there for that.
These are things that we have done. We currently have a business in town designed for families, a safe, fun environment where people can come and afford to have fun and afford to have something good to eat while their kids play and they watch TV or whatever and work on their computers and let the whole family have a good time. We have already proven that we are here to improve and better the lives of the community of Holly Ridge. That's something we already have in our track record. The people we're running against don't. And for everyone out there who's posting those horrible signs and these stupid Facebook things, where were you on these committees? Where are you? Do you own a small business? And if you do in Holly Ridge, what are you doing to bring things to the community that the community needs? It's time to put up or shut up. And I hate to say that, but I feel like we have shown our worth in this town for this bizarre amount of hatred from these 2 or 3 people that don't live or vote in Holly Ridge is bizarre beyond belief. I've gotten calls from people in Charlotte. I've gotten calls from people out of state that have seen those signs and are going, what in the world is going on there?
It was kind of disgusting to me. I don't
It is
care whose
disgusting.
signs they were.
I
It is
think
disgusting.
a couple of years ago it was
Irritating.
Swansboro.
Swansboro had
It
it a
was
couple
moved
years
to Holly
back.
Ridge.
What in the world?
I don't know.
Well, if you'd trust me to sell you your guns and you trust me with your child, then I think the town would be an easy one.
Good
Well-
point. Good point.
So, I mean, we've had the
You
background
haven't
checks.
sold me all of my guns.
No, I'll try.
Well,
It's not the
There's
lack of
time
time.
left to double what I got.
Well, I hope the election goes well. I hope everyone's
I-
peaceful
I-
and kind and
There
respectful.
you go. I hope people will be civilized tomorrow at the polls.
Mhm.
And between now and tomorrow, it would be great if there would be
Yeah.
some civility. I'm like, what in the world?
And we're trying to focus on the real issues at hand.
Well, that's why I asked you.
Yeah.
Will you come and talk about the issues? Because you have declined before. You didn't want to get into the mud. You
Right.
told me, and there was a lot of mud out there.
Yep.
But I'm asking, what are the issues? And the issue that kept coming up every time I talked to anybody, annexation, this
Right.
particular project. And the biggest question that I've been asked by, y'all didn't even know I was there asking questions. The biggest question that was asked, concern it was told me was, what's that going to do to us as far as our taxes are concerned?
Mhm.
Everybody these days is concerned about taxes. Yes, if this is a perfect world, how many homes? 2,700.
Mhm.
Going to bring in a lot of money. There's something that I learned in the broadcast business, the television broadcast business, because I didn't sell anything then.
Mhm.
I spent money.
Mhm.
And the bosses down with 45 TV stations, once a year we all got together and we weren't salespeople, the news directors, but they said there's one thing you got to keep in mind. There are 3 letters, ROI, return on the investment.
Absolutely.
If we don't have a return on the investment that it costs us to operate this news operation, which they're expensive, when you spend $40,000 for a camera to
Mhm.
carry around that people drop, get banged around, get flooded in hurricanes. 40,000. When you spend that kind of money, then if the advertising does not come in to pay for that,
Right.
something got to go.
Yep.
So if you cannot generate enough viewers, that's how you
Mhm.
make money in television. If there are not enough viewers paying for the advertising for your shows, then we don't need to spend that much money, do we?
Mhm.
I never had any lessons in economy, but that I understood.
Right.
Well, that's one thing I want to bring up real quick too is for us being a small business owner in Holly Ridge, we should be for this annexation. We should want
should.
2,700 homes
I would think
and
so.
all those families and all those kids because that's more revenue coming into our business.
Mhm.
So it says a lot when we're saying, whoa, this is not right.
See, that's what concerned me when I heard that, when I heard you were opposed to this whole thing when I was down at that meeting. And I'm like, why would you not be thrilled to death? Because you can sell a lot more guns, because I'm sure these people want guns, and I'm
Sure.
sure they want bullets, and I'm sure they're going to want to throw axes at people
Sure.
or at neighbors or whatever. But for the kids,
Sure.
the arcade there is not just a gun store. I would think that you would love to have these people in there.
Yes. So in a selfish way, I'm putting myself last because I should be the one screaming, let's do this. Yay, yay, yay. Bring more money, bring more money. But what I'm seeing is the red flags.
Yeah, see, I'm not sure that I wouldn't be on the opposite side there if I was in your shoes, because, oh
Absolutely.
God, I need that money. Good Jesus.
Trust me, we need the money, but I have to look at the overall health of the community first and go, this is detrimental. If I am the only person who benefits from it, that's horrendous. The community has to benefit from something like this. And we don't see how that happens.
Good point.
Well, thanks for stooping to my level and coming in. we do appreciate it. It was a little tough to get you in here. I understand that, but
She's a busy lady.
I will tell you
and
this.
the threat was there. I did make a threat to just to let everybody know.
Mhm.
She's used to it.
I have told everybody, no matter how Tuesday turns out, I'm sleeping all day Wednesday. Don't call me. I'm turning off every electronic device I own, and I'm
I
sleeping for the whole
You
day.
don't answer my phone most of the time when I call you anyway. I had to call you.
But
from
answer
my-
Lee.
Yeah, that's the thing. She answered your phone.
That's right.
Okay. How many guns she bought from you? I bought one more gun.
Oh, a gun. I need to go back and get a shotgun.
I don't even have a gun.
Oh my.
Oh my.
You think that I'm lying?
He doesn't have a gun. You got to
I
watch
don't
it.
have
In your pocket right now.
And that was a real big chuckle I got over reading some of the mess going on in Holly Ridge that Dorothy was going to take away your 2A rights. And I'm like, oh, God.
Yeah. We had somebody going around to some of the small businesses saying I was anti-gun and that if I got elected as mayor that I was going to change the ordinances so people couldn't shoot their guns in the ETJ or
She has a federal firearms
Yeah.
license.
it was
The only
ridiculous.
way you make money for the gun store is to sell guns and bullets.
Yes.
Unless you've got some other underground method of you're shipping guns to Mexico to the cartel or what?
No.
Okay, just checking.
I think I'd be making a lot more money if I was
Anybody
doing
else?
that.
How many other people in Holly Ridge are under the guise of the federal government? That other than IRS, how many people are answered to a company called ATFF?
Just us and I guess the little store that they have at Sanctum 1791, the gun range up the road.
Yeah,
So they got two places in Holly Ridge.
Well, that's for members.
Yeah.
So you have to be a member to go up there, but yeah.
So y'all,
And it's a nice place.
so y'all have to pass background checks.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I know that.
Oh, yes.
I
Oh, yes.
got one of them federal background checks too.
Yes. Yes.
Well, you got a concealed and carry.
I got that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I got a
I have it
federal
all.
one.
I used to have an FFL when
Mhm.
I owned the gun store here.
I can't even spell FFL. What are you doing?
FFL.
EF, right?
Anyway,
Thank you. We appreciate your time.
yes.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Very,
All right.
it's
Well,
wonderful
go
being
back,
here.
get on the streets now. Go clean up your signs so I don't have to look at them next time I go through.
Trust me. I'm with you on that one.
Just please be careful the next 24, 36 hours.
Oh, yeah.
All
Oh,
right.
yeah. We will.
Crazy people. in
We
Holly
will
Ridge.
see y'all tomorrow. We're late, but we'll be back here tomorrow. We've got the congressman in the morning at
Yes, we
7:30.
do.
So hang in there for that, boy. Do we have questions for him? Oh,
You think you have trolls?
yeah. Oh, yeah. We got,
Congressman Murphy
we
has.
got questions for him. You're live in local real talk. We're awake, never woke. Have a great day. Be safe. As soon as you kill that, let me know. See, the video stays up.